All right, we should be rolling. I'm waiting for YouTube to react.
Interesting. Topo Chico margaritas. Huh.
Dude, Topo Chico's good. Have you had it?
It's not like my favorite in the world, but yeah, they're fine.
Ah, shit. My computer, my freaking... Give me one sec. My TV froze on me. All right, well, my TV has a temper tantrum. We will get this thing started. 3, 2, and 1. Hello, Degens! Welcome to Degenerate Takes Draft Day Special. I, of course, am the Brofict one. AJ with me, as always, is the man with the numbers, the sportsbook whisperer, the college basketball guru, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell are you doing on officially the start of the new NFL year?
I'm fantastic, AJ. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm just ready for my boy Chris Olave to become a Green Bay Packer tonight. That is the one thing I want out of tonight. The one and only thing I'm asking for. Bring Olave to the pack, baby.
Olave to the pack. I would love to see it. Honest to God, Noah, I just want my one prediction to come true. I've had one prediction this entire draft season since the combine, and I think it's going to come true. Steelers trading up to get the Giants' seventh pick to get Malik Willis, because the Steelers are an organization that likes to build from within, and I think they're going to try to continue to do that with Malik Willis. But we got about, 5.5 hours until that pick?
Yeah, maybe not quite that much, but, obviously, if you've watched the NFL draft before, you know it moves slow as molasses, but,
man.
That's all right. We'll be here for it, the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be covering pick to pick, updating you on, current NBA games that are going on, NHL games, playoff races, playoff series. We will keep you updated on other things other than NFL, as well as covering the draft and all the picks that happen.
Probably most importantly, the Suns game 5 tonight, right? No,
game 6.
Tonight's game 6 in New Orleans. Suns trying to send it home. Shout out D-Book in the game. Oh, shit. Are they on right now?
They are on right now. They're in the first quarter.
They are trailing 22-23 right now with 2:44 left to go here in the first. But we will keep an eye on that game as well. But this will mostly be NFL talk, because Noah and I have not been able to talk about the NFL for a couple months now because of college basketball and everything going on. So, God, finally, Noah, because I've been looking at the PFF big board religiously for the last 3 weeks, just waiting for tonight. Holy shit, what's going to happen? Who's going to disappoint me? And honestly, Noah, I am content in knowing that the Cardinals or the Bears will disappoint me tonight. It's just a matter of who will first.
Well, the Bears don't have a pick, so, you don't have to worry about that.
Noah, yes, I do. They're the Chicago Bears. They will find a way to F up this first round here tonight, okay? Let's not forget how last year I came into the draft. There's no possible way they can F this up. We're going to get a weapon. We're going to get a lineman. We're going to get some defensive help, because we just signed Andy Dalton to a huge S deal. Nope. Justin Fields, you're our guy. Let's get you in there. So, no, I am not holding my breath.
As we see, I know you just alluded to the Steelers trading up the Giants. Reportedly have announced they are open to trading back from the 7th overall pick. Now, I don't agree. I don't see the Steelers trading up, because I think in this draft, you don't need to trade up to get a quarterback. You trade back to get a quarterback in this draft. The Steelers are just fine where they are. Malik Willis, I think, should fall to the Steelers where they're sitting if that's who they want. However, we will discuss the later picks, more of that later on, as we are 5 minutes away from the start of the draft, probably 15 before we get the first pick announced by Jacksonville, because these teams do like to take the entire 10-minute clock that they're allowed. AJ, let's start. I know you and I have different opinions on who's going to go number 1 overall in this draft to Jacksonville. to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Bro, I am so happy you brought that up because this is something that in sports media I've been following pretty closely, and as sports gamblers, degenerate bets and everything like that, we like to look at odds. And Aiden Hutchinson was the betting favorite going into this week. And then earlier this week, I want to say it was Monday or late Sunday, odds shifted heavy in favor of your boy. No, why do you think, though, he's going to be number one, and why did we have such late movement with him, and where is this fire coming from? Because when there's smoke, there's fire, but I can't seem to find the fire with him. I just see a lot of smoke.
I mean, Travon Walker, it's been a steady roll, him surpassing Hutchinson. It all started with the combine, because Travon Walker absolutely destroyed every event at the combine, which is what really got the ball rolling, and it's been at a steady roll since. And that's why I think he's gonna end up going number one, is just his freakish, strength, athletic ability. The dude is gonna be a crazy good edge rusher, which, by the way, we have a ton of amazing edge rushers in this draft. That wide receivers and offensive linemen is going to be the whole story of this first round. And obviously Hutchinson, Travon Walker, probably going to go 1-2. The order, up in the air, depending on who goes 1, who goes 2. I'm kind of buying a little into the storybook, fairy tale of Hutchinson staying in Michigan, grew up in Michigan, went to the University of Michigan, getting drafted by Detroit at number 2. But I do also think, I don't think Jacksonville's going to jump on Hutchinson. I think they're going to go with Travon Walker as the number 1 overall pick.
I want to agree with you, Noah. I really do, because I think Aiden Hutchinson would be awesome for Detroit Lions and that Michigan team, and just Michigan in general. Him staying there and everything would be great. I really don't think there's competition. You look at numbers, you look at film, which I've actually started watching a lot of film lately, Noah. So you better be scared come NFL season. I'm gonna be ready, bro. I have been in the
AJ
lab.
Started watching some film.
Oh, I've been in the lab dissecting film, snap counts. Oh, bro, you're so screwed. I'm gonna wipe the board with you this NFL season, but that's a conversation for later. Watching film, though, on these two, when I watch Aiden Hutchinson play, I see a game changer. I see a man that you have to double team off the edge, or he is going to get a sack. He's going to cause a lot of pressure, and he's just going to be an absolute beast. He can go into a game and himself change the course from that one position. Travon Walker, on the other hand, if he's not on this Georgia team with this incredible defense, I'm not sure how high his production is. I mean, even this year and everything, great numbers across the board, but it's watching him back and everything, I think he only worked because he coexisted with that. So going to,
I fully disagree with that, and I do want to point out, you mentioned the Georgia defense. We're going to see probably 4 members of that Georgia defense go in the first round, probably 7 or 8 of them in the draft as a whole.
Oh, absolutely.
But 4, possibly even 5 members of this Georgia defense in the first round, which just goes to show, national championship Georgia, how strong that defense was. The fact that they are going to have that many players going in the first round here.
I mean, and Noah, I want to clarify. When we talk about this, like between Aiden Hutchinson and Travon Walker, we are not saying that one is better than the other. One is going to have more success or less success than the other. We're just talking about who's going 1 and 2. I mean, these are both freak athletes who do incredible things on the football field, and they will be a great asset to either the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Detroit Lions. Hey, shout out to them. It's going to be a good one. Jacksonville, though, Noah, over under 5 minutes, for 5.5 minutes, let's go with that, for the first pick to be in.
Oh, over. They're going to take the full 10, pretty much. That's what always happens.
That sucks.
I do want to ask AJ, so do you have Walker going number 2 to Detroit, or do you have somebody else going number 2?
I got someone else going number 2.
Okay, let's just round out our top 3 here. I mean, I've already alluded to the fact that I have Hutchinson going 2 to Detroit, and then I have Ike Okongwu going number 3 overall.
Ooh, I like him. I like him. I actually have Trayvon Walker going number 3 to Houston. I don't see him getting out of I don't see him getting out of the top 3. Any of those teams would be lucky to get him. I do see him going to number 3 though, because I think Detroit needs some help over top. I mean, don't get me wrong. The line needs help. Everything about Detroit needs help, though. That's the issue. I think if Detroit can get a good safety in there who can run around and take away the deep ball so that they can keep it in front, make the offense really work for those deep balls, make the receivers work for it so they're not just getting burned over top all the time. Give me Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame.
That's a bold one.
I know. Believe me. I know it's a bold one. He is
choice.
PFF number 8 rank on the board. It's not a popular pick. I'll admit it. But looking at this Detroit team top to bottom, when I was watching some plays back and everything, they need help over top, I think, more than they need help on the line. So give me Kyle Hamilton at 2. And then, like I said, Trayvon Walker number 3 to Houston. But with the hype and everything and with the way the numbers have been changing, I'm not one of those guys who's going to go back into my mock and just change everything, change everything weekly. That's a lot of work. It was a lot of work just to put this one together. So...
Yeah, and we will we'll cover some of those later picks. Obviously, there's our first 3 each down on the board. After we get those first 3 picks, we'll cover 4 and 5 or 4 through 6. Kind of do it 2-3 picks at a time, I think, AJ.
I like it.
Throughout the night, just because obviously, stuff changes a lot. There's a lot of jumbling up based on who picks where. Obviously, we got to be wary of trades. If those happen, we will update you on those. At number 6 is where I first anticipate a possibility with Carolina moving back. It seems like they should take a quarterback. I don't think they're going to jump on a quarterback at 6, though. That seems too early in this year's draft. I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina trades back 5 or 10 picks.
Yeah, especially if Carolina doesn't take quarterback. I know there's been a lot of talk about Carolina taking quarterback, especially with Sam Darnold not really panning out last season. Baker Mayfield being on the market still, obviously, but just a big price tag on him for not playing a lot last season. I mean, he played a lot last season. He shouldn't have played last season with the torn labrum and all the other effed up stuff with him. It really hurt him that he played that last season more than it helped him, which was upsetting. But I don't know.
Yeah, man. Nobody's going to trade for Baker, though. Like that's the thing. Any team that wants him, they're waiting for the Browns to cut him so that they don't have to pay the 19 million, whatever it is, that he's due for the year. So I don't anticipate we see any trades with Baker. Like I said, I think there's a couple teams waiting out there just for Cleveland to cut him so that they don't have to pay him as much.
Yeah, and I have not looked
or give up anything in return.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at the contract structure or anything like that, so I don't know how much money they save or do anything like that when it comes to against the cap and cutting someone. But we will figure that out eventually. No, we have a lot of time today, so we may get into that later.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, I mean, the Browns picked up Baker's 5th-year option, which is what he's under for this year, which I believe is somewhere in the 18-19 million range. However, if the Browns cut Baker to save a little bit of cap space, then whoever wanted to pick him up in free agency would be able to structure whatever contract they want, likely pay him more in the 8 to 12 million range, rather than 18 or 19.
I agree. They just need to get that contract number down somehow. The whole thing with Baker, I feel so bad for the guy. I mean, they pick up his option. It seems like he's going to be the face of the franchise. I mean, he played for them as well as he could last season, and then just out of nowhere, Deshaun Watson. I mean, he said, "Nope, don't want to play in Cleveland. Don't want to deal with that." And I couldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. Cleveland, that's the last place I'd want to go play. That's the last place I'd want to go cover a sports team, let alone play it. But hey, once you throw $297 million in guaranteed money at someone,
fully guaranteed,
and that check hits escrow, I mean, it's hard to turn that one down. So I can't blame Deshaun Watson for what he did. I can't blame the Bengals for what they did either. I mean, Deshaun Watson is a generational quarterback.
The Browns.
That's it. What did I say?
Bengals. I knew what you meant, but just to clarify for anyone listening,
Browns. Sorry, I was looking at my NFL NFTs earlier, and I was looking at Joe Burrow, and he's awesome. But Yeah, no, the Browns, I totally understand why they did it. They should have done it. I'm glad they did it for that organization and everything like that. Sucks for Baker. He'll end up in Seattle if Seattle doesn't take a quarterback, and he'll be serviceable there. Depending on the DK Metcalf moves and everything, we still may see him move tonight, depending on picks and everything like that. Him and Debo are really the watch.
I was going to say, keep an eye on both DK and Debo tonight. Those are two guys that could end up moving for some picks.
They could. Obviously, the Jets is a very popular place for being rumored for both of them, as there's apparently many offers out there. The Jets rumored to be making a offer to Debo that he cannot refuse. I mean, shoot, anything to help out our boy Zach Wilson. I mean, anything to help that guy out. He's a stud. He can be a stud. He just needs some weapons and some help. Let's hope the Jets can do that, as it appears that we are about to start live coverage finally of the NFL draft.
Yes, we are. And yeah, I mean, one of the other things real quick with Baker that I wouldn't be super surprised about is if Cleveland just decides to keep him for this last year of his contract as a potential backup, especially with Deshaun Watson's status still not being concrete. Like, if the NFL comes out and puts him on the commissioner's exempt list because something else comes up, you'd rather have Baker than, some other, scrub as your backup.
Tuna in the chat really quick saying Baker will end up at Green Bay. That would be awesome. And then Watson will be a bust in Cleveland. I mean, listen, listen, Cleveland played well last year. They went to the playoffs the year before. That's not a team, though, that I look at, especially with Jarvis Landry potentially on the block. He's out there, actually. He's not even getting re-signed by them. I don't know if Cleveland's the best place. I mean, they got a quarterback now, as we have the yearly booing of Roger Goodell.
And Amari Cooper.
Oh, that's right, Amari Cooper.
Who hasn't really done much in the last couple of years, but as we see Derek Carr and Darren Waller up there on stage, no Devontae Adams with them.
Ooh.
Is there trouble in the Raiders' paradise?
No, there is never trouble. There's not trouble in Vegas right now. Devontae couldn't be happier to be back with him.
Now, Waller is somebody to keep not a real big eye on, but a little bit of an eye. The Packers apparently have inquired over the past week about potentially trading one of those picks back to the Raiders in exchange for Darren Waller, which I find very interesting. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen, but apparently there was a story about the Packers misunderstood the fact that Waller was potential, could have been a potential part of that trade, and they could have gotten like Darren Waller and a second round pick instead of a first and a second for Adams. Like I said, I don't think anything will happen. I don't think there's any material anything backing that, but something that has been thrown out into the universe and could, I guess, potentially happen as we see Ice Cube.
Shout out Ice Cube. What a baller.
Coming on the stage.
Oh, yeah. Get up there, Ice.
Big embrace with the Raiders players on stage. Kind of a all right, whatever, kind of half-assed handshake with Roger Goodell, who's trying to get in on the action.
Oh, look at Roger Goodell trying to save some face. I mean, okay, so Noah, here's a question for you, because I think it's a no-brainer for me. What do you think is a more storied NFL tradition? The Gatorade being poured on the head coach at the end of the Super Bowl, saying, "I'm going to Disney World" at the end of the Super Bowl, or the annual booing of Roger Goodell at the NFL draft?
Oh, gotta love the booing of Roger Goodell.
Dude, it's the best!
And I love how, that's able to happen, because unlike, if you look at MLB, Manfred just won't even show his face.
Nope. He's probably got a hit out on him. Are you kidding me?
But, Goodell's up there smiling, trying to be cheeky with the players. But, everyone's like, whatever.
Dude, they're like, get out of here. You suck. But, hey, he's making the NFL as a company, a couple $2 billion. So, shout out to him for that, I guess.
Yeah, interesting haircut there for Derek Carr. I kind of dig it.
He needed to change something up. He decided to leave the eyeliner at home today. Or did he? I can't tell. But, hey, maybe change it up. Maybe that's the playoff look, Rodgers, he had the flow going all season. Maybe Derek Carr was like, I'm a NFL superstar quarterback. I got to figure it out.
And we have it. Jacksonville is officially on the clock. We have the start of the NFL draft. We'll see. This is going to be really interesting who Jacksonville ends up picking. I do expect Detroit to take, whether it's Hutchinson or Walker, I expect Detroit to take the other one who's still available at number 2. But AJ, you have different thoughts on that. We will see what happens.
Oh, we will. That we will as we go through all of the notable offseason quarterback trades this season. I mean, Russell Wilson to the Broncos, Carson Wentz going to the football team, Deshaun to the Browns like we were talking about, Matt Ryan to the Colts. Let's talk about that for a second. Matt Ryan to the Colts was a move that I was kind of expecting because they needed just a veteran quarterback who can get in there and manage a game well and hand the ball off and throw an easy pass or a bomb that's going to be accurate. I was not expecting them to pick up that contract, nor was I expecting Atlanta to move off of him so fast. I mean, yeah, we've seen the writing on the walls with him and everything in Atlanta, them trying to move him and everything and just not really a market. But crazy, man. Just such a good pickup for the Colts. And I really, and I listened to an interview that he did with McAfee, and it was, the Colts are going to look good this season. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, speaking of Atlanta and quarterbacks, that is another team that I don't fully expect them to maybe take a quarterback, but watch out for them to maybe take a quarterback in this draft because I don't think Mariota's the guy that I don't think they believe Mariota's the answer for like their future or anything. They signed him to a 2-year deal, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a quarterback. Probably not in the first round at number 8, but maybe day 2 quarterback.
Could be. That would be. I'm sorry. I've had the worst allergies in Arizona right now. They are kicking my ass. I will be sneezing sometime throughout the broadcast, so I do apologize in advance. Yeah, Mariota's not the answer. He's not the long-term solution there, and they know that going into this, and I think that Mariota also knows that unless he comes out in this training camp and absolutely dominates. We'll get to my pick for them later. I don't have them taking a quarterback. I think they are going to be better off waiting.
Again, I said I would be absolutely shocked if they took one at 8.
Shocked.
I think
8.
I'm saying watch out for Atlanta 2nd or 3rd round to maybe jump on a quarterback.
No, I really feel once we get out of the top 5 with the Giants at that number 5 pick, from 6 down like to 12 or 10, I think is just there is possibility for movement everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't say quite everywhere, but there are a lot of teams. I don't think any of the teams in the top 5 are going to move out of their position.
No, absolutely not.
I really don't. But Carolina is that first team at number 6 where I think I could see Carolina moving back. Now, I don't know who would be biting on moving all the way up to 6. That could be a surprise. That could be a shocker. A couple teams that I do think are on the radar to move up. Obviously, the Chiefs and the Packers. I think both of those teams could move up for a receiver. I think the Chiefs, if they do, will be more aggressive than the Packers. I think the Packers won't move up more than 7 or 8 because I think Chris Olave is the guy that the Packers have their eye on. I think it's a great fit for both Olave and the Packers. The Chiefs, however, I think could move up for like a Jameson Williams or even a Garrett Wilson or a Drake London if they're there. So the Chiefs could move up all the way to like 10 or 12 if they so desire. So watch out for that potential later on.
Hey, it will be good. It will be good. As we see Trayvon Walker now, the shot at home, sitting nice and comfortably, waiting for that phone to ring. No, I could not imagine the tension and the feelings and the emotions and the thought process going around right now. Because, I know how nervous I get when I apply for a job that I really want and I see that number ring, whether I get it or not. But that's not the difference between me and a couple $100,000, $1 million, and a Super Bowl,
I was going to say, Well, in these draft day bonuses too,
Yeah.
like the difference between being a top 3 versus being 15 is millions of dollars. So it's like you don't want to slip here. And
No.
granted, you might have a team or a city you'd rather go and play in, but the difference between 1 and 2 is a couple 100,000 draft day bonus. So that's a huge chunk of money.
Oh, huge chunk of money. Huge chunk of money, bro. I mean, it's going to be crazy, but...
Oh, and the pick is in. It was right around that 5.5-minute
Yeah.
mark, AJ. I don't know if that was an actual line you saw or if that was just one you threw out there randomly.
Just shit I throw out there randomly. No, I'm trying to make this entertaining for the people out there.
Well, you were almost spot on because apparently the Jaguars pick is in right around that 5.5-minute mark.
Hey,
So.
sportsbooks, I am looking for new employment opportunities, so go ahead and hire me to be an odds maker. Let's do this.
And of course, we're going to drag this on a couple minutes before we actually announce the pick here.
Oh, you got to.
As per usual, but we'll see.
Okay, should I? All right, I've got breaking news on the Twitter. Should I break it or do we want to wait for the pick?
Does it involve the pick?
It is the pick.
Oh, well, let's not spoil that.
Oh, but I got it.
I guess.
Oh, shit.
All right, well, you seem
no, let's
giddy
wait.
about
Let's
it.
wait. Let's wait. We can wait how long? We can wait. It's fine. We'll wait.
I think I know who it is just based on how giddy you seem right now.
Oh,
AJ.
do you? Maybe I'm just happy that I saw it before you. That never happens.
Well, obviously Twitter's farther ahead of the live broadcast.
Dude, Twitter has been. I've had to get back into Twitter because of NFTs and shit like that, and it's been crazy. Let's see
As
what
we get a
happens.
shot, as we get a shot of the disgusting Vikings fans wearing their gross purple and yellow.
God, it's just such a bad color combination. Oh God, I'm seeing it now. An interesting hairstyle by the fans as well.
Yeah, I mean the whole overall appearance was kind of.
That was rough. Wow. If you're from Minnesota, that is not how you want to be represented, I don't think.
All right, Goodell coming up to announce the first overall pick, which I believe
Boo, Goodell, boo.
based on AJ's reaction is going to be Aiden Hutchinson here.
You think so?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
All right. We will see as the pick is in. Roger Goodell standing there looking like the stooge he is. They have drafted Trayvon Walker, defensive end from
AJ,
Georgia.
I misread your little reaction to that there. All right.
Yeah, I was shook, bro. I saw that and I could not believe it, honest to God.
Now, I'm not super surprised if you saw the Vegas odds at all. As we see a little tic-tac-toe board in front of him, they're not sure what that's all about.
That's how competitive he is. He's ready to go at any time to prove he's the best, bro.
Yeah, Walker, as of minutes before the draft, he was minus 450 to go number 1 overall. Aiden Hutchinson plus 400. I do fully expect that we will see Hutchinson here as the Lions are on the clock. And, that's a feel-good story. He's going to stay home in Michigan if he, unless Detroit does something. They can't. Detroit can't go anywhere else, right? They have to take Hutchinson.
It's a great story. I'm with you on that, Noah. Shout out to Trayvon, though. Congratulations, number 1 overall pick, as the Lions are on the clock.
Yeah, Hutchinson, I feel like he'll be a really good fit in Dan Campbell's system. He'll be a really good Dan Campbell guy. Like, bite their kneecaps off type of Dan Campbell. Yeah, I mean, it is the Lions, but I still love Dan Campbell. He's funny. He's fiery. He's got so much passion. Hey, and the Lions pick is in as well. Hey, how about that? Hey. Only taking up 4 minutes of the clock.
Thank God.
I mean, it's got to be Hutchinson. They knew who they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, once they saw Trayvon go, they're like, cool, Hutchinson, let's bring him home. Don't even pack your bags, kid. You can just stay there, and we'll come pick you up in the Uber tomorrow.
Yeah, not a super far ride from.
Shoot, Dan Campbell might go pick him up in his pickup truck tomorrow. Shoot.
All right, from Ann Arbor to Detroit's not too far away.
All right, get in, kid. It's time to go. Go gnaw some kneecaps.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would be shocked if this pick is not Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And we'll see, because I'll be happy, because if it's Hutchinson, I'm a good 2 for 2 to start right now.
And that'd be a great 0 for 2. So maybe that film work I did not do me any good, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't see Hamilton going until about like the 10 to 15 range, so I was a little surprised when you had him all the way up at 2.
Yeah, me too. Oh well,
But
it happens.
I feel very good. Not very. I mean, I feel pretty good about Ike Okongwu as the number 3 pick. I do think Houston goes offensive lineman. However, Houston could go DB.
Yeah.
So I think we could see Okongwu, which is my favorite for Houston to take. But I think Evan Neal could be a possibility out of Alabama, as well as both Stingley and Sauce Gardner. So I think any one of those 4 could go number 3. So it'll be interesting. Houston has a lot of needs at a lot of positions, so
I think
we'll see what they end up filling that with.
Oh, definitely. Houston, when I made the pick for Trayvon Walker, that was before all the news and all the movement with him and everything. But they literally could just throw a dart at the big board, and that's the person they could draft because they need help at every single position. They have said they're going to stick with Davy Mills for this season as the pick is in.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes!
No surprise there.
Coming home. He's coming home. Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Davis Mills actually, despite being like 26 years old, last year was technically his rookie season. He was actually the second best rookie quarterback last year behind Mac Jones.
No, 100%.
So,
great.
I mean, Davis Mills had a better season than, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, all those guys. And he wasn't too far behind Mac Jones either. So Davis Mills showing some promise. Houston's going to stick with him for at least another season, maybe 2.
Oh, hell yeah. And
He needs help, though. I mean, he needs offensive line help. He needs receiver help. Houston needs a lot of people on defense as well. So that's why it's like this pick is up in the air. This could go, like I said, I think it'll either be a cornerback or an offensive lineman here.
Hey, definitely. As we see, the Houston is now on the clock. Aiden Hutchinson making his walk to the stage to go dap up Goodell real quick. But hey, Aiden, looking at you and everything, the way he's built, the facial structure and everything, if he doesn't have a career in the NFL, I am sure The Bachelor will be calling him for next season because he looks exactly like every single one of the last guys who's been on there is like, yeah, I'm a former NFL player. And then you look at their stat line and it's like, were you though? But shout out to him for having multiple careers outside of the NFL if this doesn't work out. But he's ready to go gnaw some kneecaps in Detroit.
I got to say, his suit looks sharp as hell.
Hey, he looks really good, bro. That is a nice suit. Good cut.
It's a fine line wearing all black between looking like you're going to a funeral versus like he looks perfect in Vegas, especially this being in Vegas. I mean,
and you look at that design on there and everything. The chain is nice, but it's subtle. I mean, hey, shout out whoever his stylist is, hooked it up.
Wait till you see Sauce Gardner's chains. I don't know if you saw those already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen those. Those things are awesome, bro.
It's got some massive diamond chains. One of them just says sauce. The other's a bottle that says sauce on it.
And what's funny? He can actually say like, no, I got paid this money so I could go buy this through NIL and everything, and not like, oh, I was just a gift. I just found these on the street in my McDonald's bag. It was crazy.
Let's see. Houston taking longer than... Oh, the pick is in at about 5.5 minutes. So we had... I'm surprised so far we're not taking a ton of the clock compared to like what normally happens. Jacksonville taking about 5.5 minutes. AJ, you were spot on with that. Detroit only took about 4 minutes, maybe a little over 4 minutes with their pick. Didn't even need to take 4. They could have just taken 30 seconds. They knew who they wanted.
Yeah.
And and then Houston taking about 6 minutes here with this pick. So we're a relatively quick pace to start the draft here.
And really quick, while we wait for this pick to come in, a report from Ian Rappaport saying there was a big-time scare before the draft. Trayvon Walker was in a serious car accident in Athens, Georgia before the draft, crashing into 2 parked cars. Per him and Tom Pelissero, he emerged without injuries. There were no citations or criminal charges pressed, but a scare for sure. So, wow, this could have been a completely different week for him. Thank God he's okay. Hope it's all good. Jesus. That's scary, though, as we wait for the Texans pick to come in.
Now, depending on what this is, AJ, then we will cover who we have going number 4 and 5 each. Obviously, probably not the same as what you had coming in because of what might happen here with these early picks. Same thing for me. I'm just, that's why we're going to cover only 2-3 picks at a time so we can adapt to what we have. Nothing's going to be perfect unless my draft does end up perfect. We are 2 for 2. Not that was, I took the favorite to go number 1 and number 2. So it's not like I took any big leaps here.
Yeah, no, you're not really the savant yet, but you're doing pretty damn good, I will say.
And as we get later on, though, I will have some more stretch picks, some hotter takes, but I did figure the first 3 to 5 picks should be, the first 2 picks were, I figured. I had 3 through 5, I don't know. There could be a number of possibilities here.
And just a quick check-in, 40-48, Pelicans are leading with 3:16 left to go in the second. No, I'm probably going to be looking at a Suns Moneyline live bet here in a moment.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that seems like not a bad idea. And Texans fans getting excited. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they can't really get any worse. So,
and that's the thing about the draft. Unless you're the Chicago Bears, you really can't get much worse in the draft. It's usually a day filled of hope, happiness, the look into the future, what can be. This guy could take us to the Super Bowl and be the change that we needed. Or he can be your 4th quarterback that you've taken in the last 2 years. Who do they take? Who do they take? I'm a little behind.
Texans taking Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. I know some injury concerns about Stingley. A lot of people thought he was the best cornerback, but the last 2 years he's only played 11 games total. The Texans going for it with Stingley, which is something that I saw a lot of people speculating about. That's interesting. You got the Jets up now, and Jets another team that I could see. It's either offensive lineman or Sauce Gardner for the Jets. I think at number 4.
You got to go Sauce here. So first,
Robert Saleh. I agree. Robert Saleh, defensive coach. I think he goes with the defensive player. Take Sauce Gardner.
You either go with Sauce Gardner or you go with Jameis Williams. Get a deep threat for.
Jamison Williams at number 4 overall, dude. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Well, that's why it's my mock draft and no one else's, Noah.
True.
It is my mock draft and I am proud of it. There is none other like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sauce Gardner here at number 4, AJ, and then I'm gonna say the Giants. I'm gonna say the Giants take Ike Okongwu at number 5.
Let me see this pick. I got to see this pick, and I'll let you know who. The Giants
no, I gave the 4 and 5. Well, unless the Jets take Ike Okongwu, then I think the Giants.
They're going Sauce. They're going Sauce then.
No, Giants are going offensive lineman. Regardless of what this pick is, it just changes what offensive lineman the Giants take if the Jets go offensive line. Because I think the Giants go Evan Neal if the Jets take Okongwu.
And
then Sauce could fall to 6 or 7, and somebody will get a real steal with that.
True. Also, just shout out Derek Stingley. Excuse me, Derek Stingley Jr. going to Houston. He's going to be a big help there for sure. Man, that Houston team though is still such a mess. It's going to be hard to see what happens.
Well, yeah, like I touched on, they had needs at so many different positions, which is why that number 3 overall pick was a big question mark. Because they need offensive line, they need receivers, they need defensive backs, they need linebacker. They basically need about everything other than I mean, other than like running backs and quarterback, they're in big need. So
That they are, Noah. We will continue, obviously, to keep an eye
Jet,
on it.
yeah, Jets, however, here at number 4, taking a little bit longer than any of the other teams have so far. Jets need DBs, receivers, and offensive line. That's pretty much the extent of their needs right now. So I don't think they take a receiver at 4, given the fact that they pick again at 10. I do think they'll take a receiver at 10. Question is, do we have Sauce Gardner here, or do we have an offensive lineman?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, bro. But that's what we're here for. We're going to speculate. We're going to continue to speculate. Yeah, I mean, the Jets, they're in an interesting position. When I look at this team and I look at this organization, obviously they went into a full rebuild after they were kind of just struggling, just kind of going through the motions, losing season after losing season, bad quarterback after bad quarterback. It really all started with the butt fumble. If we want to go back to where all their problems.
Hey. Mark Sanchez took them to back-to-back AFC Championship games.
100%.
So.
100%. But if you
Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan.
But Noah, let's remember, you are the man with the numbers, the sportsbook whisperer. Like, that stuff. I did not remember that. No other person that watches the NFL probably remembers that. If I say Mark Sanchez, what do they say? Oh, he's the guy that butt fumbled, right? Yes, that is Mark Sanchez.
I say back-to-back AFC Championship games.
Congratulations for being in the minority, Noah. I don't know what you want me to tell you there, but shit.
But yes, no, the butt fumble does trump that.
Yes, the butt fumble trumps all. That's still, honest to God, I watch the Not Top 10 Now on Fridays, and it's just not the same with not having the defending, reigning #1 champion of the butt fumble after they retired it about 10 years after it happened. It was great.
Now, as we are talking about this pick, AJ, I do have to mention, I saw this whole big article about, it was grading every team's draft performance over the past decade, so 2012 through 2021. The Jets were by far last place. The Jets have drafted terribly in the last 10 drafts. I don't know that anything changes. It will hopefully. I hope it changes. Like, the Jets have been down enough. They're one of those teams I just would like to see kind of do a little bit better.
Pick is in, Noah.
Oh, the pick has been in. They had to go to commercial break before they announce it.
Ooh,
hey,
Jets
as we're
fans.
just shitting on New York as a whole, the Jets and Giants just being terrible.
Man, yeah, and I mean that's the one thing that sucks about these top 10, top 5 players. They are excellent at what they did. They were close to winning national championships, but they are going to the worst of the worst when it comes to the NFL. As they are celebrating now, the Jets should be stoked for this pick and everything. We're waiting for Goodell, but the pick it was a good one for them.
Oh, you've already seen it?
Yeah, Twitter's amazing, bro.
Okay. Yeah, so I know I was on Sauce Gardner. You were what? Did you end up on Sauce Gardner as well?
I ended up on Sauce once I saw the first three picks and how those went. So, I mean, hey, bro, if they're going to take a cornerback, though, that's the guy you take. Sauce is the man. I am still waiting to see the chains today.
He's got
because
massive size. Yeah, he's got massive size at 6'3" as a cornerback is unheard of. And obviously the 0 touchdowns allowed in his college career, obviously playing in a weaker conference, but still 0 touchdowns allowed is pretty damn impressive.
That is a lot, dude. I mean, it's not a lot, and that's what's awesome. I mean, how many snaps he played?
Well, it's none. To be exact, it's 0.
Well, no, I didn't know we were being exact in absolutes here, might be. But yeah, bro, I mean,
yep. All right. There we go. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce.
All right. So I got.
Let's get the sauce.
Okay. So I'm 3 of 4 now. I'm going with a Kongwu for the Giants at number 5.
I'm going to roll with you on a Cogwood too, so I can be right about more than one. That would be so much fun. But no, the way that the Giants need help, because I believe they think that, or at least as of right now, it appears that they're going with Danny Dimes as their quarterback moving forward. And so they're going to need some help They need to protect him. They need to keep him healthy. They need to.
Well, Saquon needs help too. Like,
Yeah.
if Saquon's going to be what he's supposed to be, I mean, he was like the highest drafted, like at number 2 overall. Like that's unheard of for a running back, and he's got the potential. He shows the promise, but like that offensive line sucks so bad. Like the Giants should draft multiple offensive linemen in this draft, starting with probably the best one on the board here, especially Okonwu is a tremendous run blocker. He's the best offensive lineman in this draft at pulling and blocking for the run. Evan Neal, a really good pass blocker, does a lot of things really well as well, but I think Okonwu has the edge with his run blocking ability.
I agree, man. He is unbelievable, and especially with the way, like we said, like you were saying, Saquon needs the help. And Danny Dimes is a young quarterback. We have seen that young quarterbacks who can have a competent running back and who can run the ball and let them get that play action going, get to create the space and everything. It helps out a lot. Danny Dimes has not had that yet. Well, they have it in Saquon Barkley, but Saquon has not been able to get rolling because of the injuries, because of the line, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We can make all the excuses we want. But yeah, they need help there. So, God, poor Danny Dimes, dude. That guy, I mean, not only does he have to be in the New York media and everything, which has to be brutal, but just the media in general hasn't been nice to him, and his coaches haven't been nice to him and everything like that. And so hopefully this will be a good step for him and everything like that. But
as we see, Sauce Gardner, he was only targeted 30 times all of last season. Gave up 8 completions. Longest one was 13 yards. But
Jesus.
But no, the craziest stat on there for me is the fact that he was only targeted 30 times in what, 14, 15 games? 14 games, I think. Yeah, so in 14 games, he only got thrown at 30 times, barely over twice a game.
Wow.
Alabama in the semifinal.
Okay, hold on.
The college football playoff game.
I got to cut you off really quick. The cameramen and everything are just showing literally the worst of the worst from these teams. Did you see that guy with the Jets with the haircut?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, it's like, bro, who is the worst representation of this city? Let's please put them on national television. Anyway,
I mean, it's
sorry.
New York. There's a lot of options.
No, I get it. But I mean, first it was Minnesota looking rough, and then it was Detroit looking rough, and now we've got them looking rough. It's like, oh, I cannot wait to see what they show when it comes to Arizona. But sorry, no, you were saying about Alabama.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, in the national semifinal, as we see the chains from Sauce Gardner jingling around, he's got to hold them while he's jogging there. Yeah, Alabama didn't throw a single ball at him, or maybe they threw one ball at him. Like, and Alabama trounced Cincinnati in that game, but they didn't even try to throw at Sauce.
No.
Which shows how much respect Nick Saban had for him, that in their game plan, they're like, whatever, we're just not even going to throw at him because we're going to run the ball and attack other DBs.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what they had to do as he's holding his chains there. That's awesome. Oh, dude, he is iced out. Look at him. Nice suit. And
yeah,
he looks the drip, bro. Way to be.
Yeah.
Way to be, guy. He's going to be a star, bro.
How about that? It's only the second time ever that a defensive player has been selected with each of the first 4 picks. Last time was 1991. That was the only other time.
Wow.
And hey, I think this first round, it's going to start this way. But once we see these offensive linemen and receivers start flying off the board, it's going to change pretty quick.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. You cut out there for a second. I don't know. You're messing around with everything.
I'm getting stuff on my screen, and so I was trying to fix it. And
okay. Yeah, no worries.
Hey,
Giants
are on the clock.
Giants pick is in.
Oh, it is.
Probably gonna have to wait a minute or two before they announce it.
Yes, that we will.
And we'll see both the 6th pick with Carolina after this and the 7th with the Giants up again. I could see both of those getting traded, so we could see a little shakeup. Hard to kind of speculate. We'll try our best, but hard to speculate on who's picking with whatever if those picks get traded.
Wow. So yeah, the Giants made a pick.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
It's an interesting one, Noah. I'm going to let you know that
Is
right
it?
now. One that neither of us saw is going to see coming, but it makes kind of sense. But I'm not a fan of it personally. We will see what happens coming up.
Am I gonna be mildly surprised or shocked by this?
I don't know what your thoughts are on the Giants, so I really can't answer that question.
I mean, if it's anything but an offensive lineman, I'm kind of fucking surprised.
Oh, give it a sec.
Is it an offensive lineman?
No, they
Okay.
didn't pick an O lineman, bro.
The Giants, just like the Jets, I mean, they're not quite as bad as the Jets, but like I said, over the past 10 years, the Giants have been like bottom 5 with drafting. They've been terrible at the draft.
Yeah, and it's going to continue.
Who is this kid,
I was
Nick?
about to
Who's
say,
this
who's
kid?
this guy?
Goodell.
He's getting the
He's
crowd
like-
hype, though.
He's getting himself hype. I don't think the crowd really cares what the Giants are picking.
Can we get to it? Oh, this kid is hype.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting. Giants taking Kayvon Thibodeau.
yes, taking defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau.
Who for a long time was, for most of the season, was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
And then 2 very shitty performances against Utah
Bad.
down
He looked
the
bad.
stretch at the end of the season. And he fell. I had the Giants taking Thibodeau at 7, not at 5. Now, the fact that no offensive linemen have gone yet is surprising to me. We'll see what happens. AJ, I got to step away real quick. I should be back before the Carolina pick here. Although, who knows? We might see a trade. We might not. We might see our first quarterback come off the board here.
Hey, we will see Noah step away.
A lot of
for a sec. I got it
possibilities
from
with
here.
this one.
Oh, no. Well, you guys can hear me now at least, but now it's probably doubling up, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Oh, I don't know if this is working. Hey, if you are in the chat right now, please let me know if you can hear me or not, because my computer is not cooperating with me at the moment. Oh, sweet, we're good. So, Just when I did that random shot, good to know. I won't go back to that shot. I've got a lot more engineering to do on that. Sound is fun. But with that being said, they're showing a shot now of Malik Willis waiting to get picked as well. Kenny Pickett coming out of Pittsburgh has been a very popular choice this year. He is the number 1 rated, I believe, quarterback coming out of the draft. Noah, I have been saying, I think if Carolina stays in this position, which I think they're taking so long because they're trying to figure out a trade.
Kenny Pickett.
Sam Howell.
Oh, they're not taking Howell.
Howell. Much better quarterback than Pickett.
Pickett's their guy.
I don't know, man. I don't like Pickett going there. Obviously, I don't like any quarterback going to Carolina because Carolina doesn't know what it's doing. But that's a conversation.
If they're not trading back from 6, I don't think they're taking a quarterback at 6 because there's no need to. Which makes this pick very interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out. I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina maybe goes offensive line here. This may be where we see a Kongwu go.
True.
I'm gonna keep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Gonna keep throwing his name out there. Obviously, I was wrong about that Giants pick there. So 3 for 5 so far. I'll take it. As far as the NFL draft goes, it's so crazy. If I can go 50-50, if I can get 16 of these right, I'm happy. But I think we're going to see a Kongwu here and then Evan Neal to the Giants at number 7, unless the Giants trade that.
I think this is when the Giants are going to trade out to the Steelers. Steelers get Malik Willis. I think at that point, that's where that goes. That's just how I see it going, bro.
I think it's too early. Too early to take a quarterback in this draft.
I agree with you. It's too early to take a quarterback in this draft. I just don't see... If the Steelers want him and the Steelers really like him, I don't think he drops to 20. Because there's about 2 other teams that I can see picking him up.
Although it's interesting to say, I think if Carolina takes a quarterback here at number 6, I think that changes the tone a little bit and might put some more pressure on some of these other teams to start taking quarterbacks earlier.
Exactly. As the pick is in now for the Carolina Panthers. Is Cam Newton's not still under contract there, right? That was a 1 year?
I don't think so, yeah. I'm going to Kongwu. That's my pick. Who's your pick here, AJ?
I will go with Okonwu as well because I'm going to ride the Okonwu chain until it hits.
I mean, I can say the fact that he's fallen, if he doesn't get picked here at 6, the Giants have to take him because that's an absolute steal at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was wrong. I thought the Panthers were going to trade back in this draft. They didn't. I do think we won't see more than 2 or 3 trades in this first round.
Ooh, so just a quick update. The kid that was getting hyped for the Giants was a Make-A-Wish kid. And just successfully had a heart transplant. So shout out to him. That's pretty hype.
Yeah, good for him.
Announcing the hopefully start for the turnaround for the New York Giants after we saw all the graphics explaining how bad all the New York teams are. So that was cool. Shout out to that kid. God, dude, they're just so bad. They're so
As
bad.
if we needed a reminder that the worst 2 teams in the league over the past 5 years are the Jets and the Giants. Literally playing in the same stadium. It's got to be something with the water at MetLife Stadium out there that's just bad.
Well, I think it's part of the issue is that they play in New Jersey, and they say they're from New York. So I think it's just that general curse, you know?
I don't know if there's enough room in New York to build a football stadium is the problem. They don't have the real estate.
Well, they do, but they'd have to go play out in Buffalo or something like that, and I don't even think Buffalo is playing out in Buffalo.
No, Buffalo loves it, man. You seen those Bills fans? They fucking love it. I love Bills fans. That's one of my favorite fan. That's one of my favorite fan bases in the NFL, man. They're great.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, yeah, they will be losing. They will be way under 500 and still be jumping through tables and stuff if they get a win. So I'm all about the Bills Mafia. Excuse me. Shout out to them.
The 6 Panthers fans in attendance really looking hype.
Do you think that's just the 6 that actually made it out there, or do you think that's the only 6?
No, just the 6 that made it out to Vegas, I guess. But
Oh yeah, it's literally 6 of them. Wow.
pick is in, about to be announced. See what we got here with Carolina. And there we go. Ekonwu.
Iquanwu.
Sorry. I pronounced his name correct so many times I was bound to mess it up at one point.
You were due. Yeah, you were due.
All right. So hey, I'm 4 for 6 so far this draft. I do think we're going to see Evan Neal here with the number 7 pick to the Giants. I don't know what you're thinking. You obviously think they're going to trade that pick.
Yep. Trade it to the Steelers. Malik Willis is
Now,
going.
If the Giants keep that pick, AJ, who do you have?
Well, that's a great question, Noah. One that I will have an answer for in just a second.
I'm trying to give you a little insurance in case they don't trade it so you can still be right.
Yeah, but Noah, me being right in general about college football is just a oxymoron. And I don't even know if I used the word oxymoron right there. Did not get an English degree, believe it or not, Noah.
Really?
I know, it's
Could have
crazy.
fooled me.
Right? I talk's good. I
Pelicans
gotta go
up.
O-line.
Yeah, Pelicans up 58-48 on the Suns right now, by the way.
Yeah, I just took them plus 180 money line.
Philly up 22 now in what was a close game last time I checked.
Yeah.
Coming up on the end of the third quarter in that one. Looks like Philly's going to close this one out in 6.
I'll go Zion Johnson.
Zion Johnson,
Yeah, he's
really?
a guard from Boston College. They need some help
Oh,
there.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Over Evan Neal.
Yeah, his size, I like his size and his stats a lot more. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I think he's got a lot. I'm hype on him.
And Charles, you think he gets picked over Neal and Charles Cross?
Yes, because the Giants are a bad organization. So,
Well, they do have a history of drafting terribly, so you
yeah.
know.
By the way, do the Patriots have a pick this round? Yeah, 21. Do you think we're gonna get Belichick's dog making the pick again, or will Bill do it?
No, I not.
That was the highlight of the draft. The COVID draft was Bill Belichick's doggy.
Giants pick is already in. They were very quick with this one.
They're quick. What do you mean? There's 3:20 left on the clock still.
Well, their pick just came in. Oh, did it get down that far? Was I just not paying attention?
Yeah, you just weren't paying attention.
All right. Well, either way, using less than the 7 minutes out of the 10.
Let's see. Where are we going from here?
I'm expecting Evan Neal. Obviously, you taking a little bit more of a stretch, a little bit more of the risky pick here.
No risk it, no biscuit, bud.
Hey, true. No risk it. Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now, our next couple picks will be real interesting with Atlanta at 8 and Seattle at 9.
Do they go with a quarterback? Does Atlanta rip the Band-Aid off and
They
go
won't.
with a quarterback for the future?
They won't. Seattle might.
But
Seattle
you got Geno
could-
Smith and what's his name up there?
Yeah, fucking Geno Smith. They really want to. No, Seattle's. So Carolina was the first team that I said could take a quarterback, but when they stayed at 6, obviously I moved off of that because I didn't think they were going to take one at 6. Atlanta's not going to take a quarterback. Seattle might take Malik Willis at 9. I don't know. It'll be real interesting. And then we have to focus on the number 10 pick with the Jets, which might be part of a trade for either Debo or DK.
Did you see the guy they showed for the Giants?
No. Sorry,
Bro.
I wasn't paying enough attention.
Bro, like, I'll respect the like blown out like weird mullet he had going, but like, bro, they are just showing the worst of the worst.
Oh
Like,
God! And then we see the Philly fans
oh Jesus.
getting ready to boo. Probably going to boo the Giants picks. Probably going to boo their own picks and Washington and the Cowboys. They're just like booing everybody. They're
love
just
booing.
they're just miserable people.
Oh man. Yeah, they just aren't happy people out there in Philly, especially when it comes to their sports teams.
And Evan Neal, there we go. Hey,
Hey,
I'm
Neil,
five.
baby.
I'm 5 for 7, baby.
Hey,
we
shout out
go.
Noah. You kind of know this thing or two, don't you?
I'm doing pretty well so far. Better than most people's mock drafts. Most
Wait.
professionals' mock drafts so far.
Way better than mine as well, Noah. I am going to step away for a second while you dissect this a little bit and talk about Atlanta. What are they going to do?
All right. Well, Atlanta's going to be a very interesting pick here. Obviously, a lot of needs for an Atlanta team that's trying to rebuild. Quarterback, one of those. I don't see them taking a quarterback at 8. I think that's a little too aggressive for that. I think we could see another offensive lineman go here to Atlanta, or possibly a defensive back. Gonna be interesting here. I don't know that Kyle Hamilton's what they need. They need more cornerback than safety. Trent McDuffie, one to keep an eye on here. But I'm gonna say we get our third offensive lineman in a row at Charles Cross, our third offensive tackle in a row. That's the direction I'm going with Atlanta's pick here. They could potentially take a wide receiver. I hope they don't, but that's always in the cards. A stretch pick you could look at would be Tyler Linderbaum, center from Iowa. But I think we're going to see Charles Cross here with Atlanta at the number 8 pick. Would be my guess. We'll see what AJ has to say when he gets back. Atlanta on the clock, not looking like we have a trade yet, but obviously still 5.5 minutes could potentially happen. I don't really think Atlanta's going to trade this pick. I think they'll take somebody with it. And then we get some real interesting picks with Seattle and the Jets at 9 and 10. See what happens there. Most eyes on Washington at 11, just looking forward, is taking a wide receiver. Wouldn't be any sort of surprise there. But we have yet to see a trade in this draft. I think that will change. That'll start heating up here in a little bit. Atlanta using some of this clock as we start to see teams using more and more of their 10 minutes here. No surprise there. Got to sit around and entertain any potential offers going on. See what's up. Make sure nobody wants to, give you some juicy offer for a trade for your pick. But looks like AJ is returning here. And we will get his opinion on this.
My opinion on what?
Atlanta's pick here. So Atlanta's got a lot of needs. Like I said, I don't see them taking a quarterback at number 8. They might surprise me with that. I think we're going to get our third offensive tackle in a row off the board, and I think Atlanta's taking Charles Cross.
Yeah,
Pick is in. Pick is in, AJ. Who you got?
I'm going to roll with you. That's not what I have, but the way this draft is going, my mock draft and all the hours of work that I've put in has been worth nothing so far. So I'm going to roll with you with Cross because these teams obviously don't see their team the way I see their teams. And so
imagine that, AJ. And that is why you are not an NFL GM.
Well, I mean, shit, they'd probably win a couple more games if I was at this rate.
And I did mention, though, while you were gone, I said Trent McDuffie, somebody I could possibly see Atlanta taking here at cornerback, but ultimately I think they're going to take Charles Cross. I was saying I don't think they really have a need for Kyle Hamilton at safety. They kind of need more cornerback than safety at the DB
I agree with you.
area. So yeah, I'm between. Oh, and then my other stretch pick I said was maybe Tyler Linderbaum, the center out of Iowa, but I'm going with Cross.
I'm reading ESPN right now, and
That's my official pick.
I just saw the Calvin Ridley suspension pop up again, and I was like, why the hell is Calvin Ridley suspended? And then I remembered that he
betting on.
He threw some parlays together.
And the fact that he put Atlanta money line in those parlays is the worst part about it.
I did some. I don't know if I did research or if I heard it on a show, but apparently that week they were facing the Jaguars, so that's why he placed. That's why he took them money line. Which I mean, okay.
Drake London.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Was not really expecting Atlanta to take receiver off the board. He, showing up wearing red. I guess USC. I expected Garrett Wilson to be the first receiver off the board. I expected Drake London to be number 2, but he's a really, really good receiver. He's had trouble staying healthy is my one thing. And AJ, it's weird. Some of these players that have had injury problems seem to not have their draft stock hurt by that at all. And some get drafted way later because of that. But Drake London, a very good receiver. Like I said, Atlanta with a plethora of needs, just like Houston.
A plethora of needs, but this not one they needed to fill.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have. I mean, AJ, I'll just. This is to prove my point. Name any other Atlanta receivers other than Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, but name.
yeah,
but
exactly.
Name anyone not named Kyle Pitts on the Atlanta Falcons.
Marcus Mariota. I mean, Russell Gage. That's a receiver for you. That's on Atlanta, but yeah, they needed so many positions.
And obviously, you're not going to fix your entire team in the draft, but with how deep this draft is at receivers, going top 10 for a receiver, I don't like. I mean, unless they really, really liked him and he was the only way, like that was the only thing they saw in the top 10. But as we said, there are so many more things that they needed to cover. That's a questionable pick. I mean, not that we ever give out grades and everything like that, but I give that a D+ at best.
I mean, Drake London's a great receiver.
Great receiver. Not taking anything away from him. No. Not taking anything away from him. It's just as a move, it's just kind of questionable for Falcons to do that. But what the fuck do I know, Noah?
All right, Seahawks on the clock right now. This could go a lot of ways. Seahawks in full rebuild mode. They're going to need... Seahawks are interesting, though, but because they're one of the teams that's actually admitted that they are in a full rebuild, they could be going for a big developmental guy. I mean, Malik Willis could go here at number 9 to Seattle, and, they could, sit him for a season or two. If they plan on trading DK to the Jets, you might see Seattle take a receiver here. That's a kind of out of left field one that people aren't really talking about. But yeah, if they take a receiver here, they're trading the next pick to the Jets for DK Metcalf and whatever else is involved in that trade. However, they need offensive line, they need defensive line, and they need cornerbacks. So that being said, Charles Cross, another great option here. Again, Trent McDuffie could be an option here. You could see George Karlaftis go here out of Purdue. I do think that's too early for Karlaftis. I don't think he's going to go this early in the draft. A couple other guys out of Georgia. You got Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis, interior defensive linemen who are really good. Man, I don't know what you're doing here if you're Seattle. This one, is probably the toughest one for me. I'm just going to go with the safe route, and I'm going to go with Charles Cross here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't maybe our like first quarterback pick of the draft. And I think they could come out of left field and take a receiver. And if they take a receiver, I think that means they're trading DK to the Jets for the number 10 pick, and then they'll pick 2 picks in a row.
No, 100%. If they take a receiver here, DK's gone. That is a good indicator of what kind of the Seahawks are thinking about doing or what plans are already in motion. Outside of that, though, if you're going into a full rebuild, you got to have a quarterback that you're building around. And it's either Geno Smith or Drew Lock.
Oh, neither of those they're building around.
Exactly. And so I think this is going to be a quarterback pick.
It's got to be Malik then.
God, I don't know how. I personally don't know if I like the way
Pete
Malik
Carroll's,
Willis would fit in that system.
It's Pete Carroll's system. Another mobile quarterback is fantastic.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Russell wasn't all
great
that
fit.
mobile.
It's a great fit. I think it's a great fit if they go quarterback. I think if Seattle goes quarterback here, it has to be Malik Willis. I don't think there's any other quarterback, especially because Seattle's not in a win-now position, which is perfect for Malik Willis. You have time to develop him. If they go quarterback, it's Malik Willis. I don't think they're going quarterback, though. I think they're going offensive line. I think they're going either Charles Cross or Trent McDuffie.
I can see Trent. Oh, also, just breaking news: Drake, the rapper, he won $335,000 picking Drake London to be the first wide receiver taken.
I could care less.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good for him,
dude. $335K off of that's pretty. I don't know. That's a good bet. Shout out Drake,
bro. That's fucking pocket change for Drake.
Now, if you could please get off of the sports book and actually make a banger again, that would be nice, but that's just me.
I hope he was courtside for this Sixers-Raptors game tonight, too. To watch them lose by fucking 20.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to check on the Suns score right now, but they are just showing Chris Paul highlights.
All right, Seattle's pick is in. Looks like it's getting ready to be announced.
Ooh, interesting pick. Interesting.
Seattle has done very well at drafting defensive players before in the past.
Very good. The Seattle is honestly, in general, Pete Carroll has just been, Seattle in general has just been a good organization that drafts well.
Yeah, Seattle has. The funniest thing is, I was talking about, this article I was reading about grading the last 10 years of drafts, and the Packers were like number 4 or 5, and a lot of people shit on the Packers drafting, but yet the Packers have been able to get a lot of. Now, I think the overlooked part of that is the Packers are the number 1 team with day 3 drafting, so rounds 4 through 7. The Packers do better than any other team in the league at drafting guys in rounds 4 through 7. The Packers have just missed on first round draft picks. And so that's the only thing anybody focuses on. But rounds 2 through 7, the Packers have done fantastic. Like they've had a number of questionable first round picks.
They have. As we see a shot of the 12s. Oh, they do not have anyone that looks outrageous yet from Seattle. Shout out to them for looking normal.
Yeah, well, they're just sad right now.
I don't know. The people in Seattle may own a mirror. They may have looked in a mirror before they walked out of the house today. So shout out to them.
9th pick for Seattle. Charles Cross. I was right.
Wow. Boom. Could you imagine being Russell Wilson right now, sitting in Denver, thinking, all I asked you assholes to do was protect me. And I was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. And now you draft an offensive lineman? Are you shitting me? That's awesome, dude.
Well, AJ, that makes me, 6 out of 9?
Yes, Noah, you're good at this. Yeah, no, you're actually doing really freaking good, bro.
Oh, I'm surprised that I've gotten as many as I have. Obviously, the Drake London threw me off. The Kevon Thibodeau at number 5 threw me off, and then the Stingley at number 3. Those were the 3 that I've gotten wrong. Jets at number 10. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson unless they trade this pick. And if they trade this pick and it is to Seattle, it's still going to be Garrett Wilson. Just DK's going.
Yeah, if DK's going, yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why Seattle would trade DK just to get another receiver here unless there are more picks involved. The Jets will have to throw some juice on that with the number 10 pick, which, by the way, they have from Seattle as part of the what's his name? Blitz Boy. Why is his name escaping my mind?
I don't know, Noah. You're struggling though. This is fun to watch, actually.
Yeah, Jamal Adams.
Damn.
Jamal Adams. It just took me a second there. Yeah, but part of the Jamal Adams trade. This is why the Jets have this pick from Seattle. Seattle obviously getting number 9 from Denver as part of the Russell Wilson trade. Let's see, 5.5 minutes left on the clock for the Jets to potentially make a move. I know the Jets were kind of shopping this pick around a little bit.
Yeah.
We could see San Francisco move in here. By the way, San Francisco does not have a first round pick. Ooh. San Francisco could move into number 10 and send Debo to the Jets. Keep an eye on that.
I forgot about Debo. I forgot about San Fran not having a pick. I think that's what's trying to get worked out here. Because I think Debo to the Jets would be epic for Zach Wilson and for that organization. Sorry, go ahead.
I bet the Jets take this full 10 minutes because, I would be willing to bet the Jets front office is on the phones left and right. They've got multiple people on the phones with multiple teams trying to work out a deal. I think the Jets want to trade this first round pick because they don't want to draft a rookie receiver. I think the Jets want an established receiver.
I agree, and Zach Wilson kind of needs that. He needs a guy that he can trust to throw the ball to.
Well, they've got Corey Davis,
which is a good start.
Who's good, but he's not a number 1 receiver.
No, not at all. He's a solid number 2.
And he was injured for a little bit of last year, but even healthy, he's not a true number 1. Corey Davis is a great second or third option. They need a true number 1. Debo or DK both kind of give you that.
Oh, and they're showing these really whack-ass Jets fans again.
And the pick is in, so the Jets are taking this. My guess, Garrett Wilson. I think they probably couldn't work out a deal. They're going receiver. They're going Garrett Wilson.
I had a mod guard. I had Sauce going at 10, but obviously I'm wrong there. So
well, the Jets took him just
they just took him in the wrong spot, but maybe this is where they take Jameson.
You think Jameson Williams?
Yeah, I mean they need help at wide receiver. They didn't go Debo. They're going to pick a wide out.
Well, that's why I said I'm going Garrett Wilson. I think they're taking wide receiver for sure. We've got different opinions on what receiver.
Yeah. Oh, Noah, we have different opinions on something. That's crazy, bro.
Now, we've had a lot of different opinions tonight, which is fine. Now, 2 of your correct picks have been tailing the picks that I've taken, but
that's neither here nor there. Also, Mel Kiper, shout out to Mel Kiper for being an innovator in this and the reason that we are here tonight. No one gave a shit about the draft until Mel Kiper came around.
Hey, if I keep going at the pace I'm going, I might have to take his job.
Dude, if you continue this pace and you go over 500, I will clip together all of your correct picks. I will go through all 5 hours of content, clip it together, and then at Mel Kiper tonight.
Yeah, I got Garrett Wilson here.
Garrett Wilson. This is for Noah to go what? What would your record be?
I'm 6 out of 9 so far, so this would make it
7-3.
7 out of 10. As the Jets fans actually look pretty normal.
Dude, did you just see the guy with he had this thing going on?
Boom. Hey,
shut up. Dang it.
Garrett Wilson at number 10.
Noah, the sportsbook whisperer, the man with the numbers, the college basketball guru, and the draft expert.
The NFL draft guru. McShay and Kuiper can step aside, man. I got this.
I swear
It's
to
all
God.
right.
I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, like, by the time that we have like actually launched this show and it like it's launched, but like by the time we actually get a lot of viewers on this show, your nickname and your title is going to take up like 2 minutes of the intro. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's gonna be like in Game of Thrones, like Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, blah blah blah. You know, all that. I'm gonna have like this fucking long ass title that you're gonna be going along with. All right, the Washington Commies up next.
The commies, let's go commies. Or no, I'm sorry. We are Commanders. Bump, ba-dum, bump, 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 bump.
This is a pick that I could see going a number of ways. Here's I hope they don't take receiver because like as a Packers fan, there's already been too many coming off the board. Obviously, got one or two receiver pick cushion before Olave's ready to go. Washington, a lot of needs, mainly offensive line and linebacker. Their defensive line, very good. They don't need anybody defensive line, but their secondary is okay. Linebacker, offensive line, kind of what they really need here. However, they might stretch and get a receiver, which would just piss me off. I think Devin Lloyd could be the pick here.
Ooh, really? Why is that?
And I think he should. Devin Lloyd out of Utah. Obviously, I watch a lot more Pac-12 than most people. Both of us do. Devin Lloyd, absolute stud. He's expected to fall between like 15 and 25. I think he's a top 10 talent in this draft. I really think he's that good. I didn't expect him to get drafted top 10. I think whoever ends up with Devin Lloyd is going to get an absolute steal. This would be a great pick for... Oh, and they traded it to the Saints, apparently.
Whoa! Saints coming in now.
Sorry, I didn't... I don't know what they traded to the Saints for. Saints
I am looking right now. Give me a minute.
It's going to be James. Saints are taking Jameson Williams.
They're taking Jameson Williams.
That's my prognosis on this, is that the...
As of right now, no insiders are reporting what has been traded. They are just saying that it has been traded. We will keep an eye on that as that story develops.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see. I think the Saints are strategically jumping in front of Minnesota, who was, even though receiver is not a big need for them, was kind of, people were speculating the Vikings might be going after a receiver. I think the Saints are taking Jameson Williams here at number 11.
Hey, I'm with you. As I've said, he is my favorite wide receiver on the board still. He's a good deep threat, and if they're going to stick with Jameis Winston or...
Jameis is going to have some weapons. Yeah, if they take Jameson Williams, and if his timetable works out the way that his camp has been saying it is, and he's ready to go like early season.
Yeah.
And... yeah, I mean, Saints are going to have some good receiving threats there for Jameis Winston. They're going to have a high-powered, high-octane offense. I do think Jameis Winston is their guy. They went 5-2 with him last year before he tore his knee up and had to go out for the season. And I've always, me, AJ, I've always been a big fan of Jameis Winston.
Yeah, you have been on that train for forever and a half.
Even in Tampa Bay, I just thought he didn't have the right coaching, and now with Sean Payton as the head coach, I think Jameis is going to have a real chance to shine this season. I think the Saints are going to be pretty dangerous. As it looks like... I'm trying to get the trade details here.
I'm trying to, too. I cannot find anything right now. Everyone is just saying the trade has happened. They are not saying what has been traded.
The details are so important, but... Because the Saints... had 2 picks. I don't know which one they traded. I'm not seeing anything other than they traded up to 11. I don't know which one of their 2 picks they traded, like what's going on. I guess we'll find out shortly.
Let me see if the board has changed at all.
True. Probably has.
Because if they traded a pick, that would be the board would change then. So number 10, Garrett Wilson. Saints trading to number 11. Saints still have their 19th overall. Did they have another one
But
in the
AJ
first?
Yeah, they had 2 first-round picks.
Saints. Oh, so it must have been their 16. Yeah, the football team's now at 16, so they swapped picks.
Okay, I don't know what else was involved.
There
in
had
that,
to have been
but-
something else involved for them to move up to 11. And now they're taking their sweet-ass time with 2:14 left on the clock, at least on my end.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I do anticipate a pick is in officially now.
There we go.
I'm going with Jameson Williams on this one.
I'm going to stick with the hot hand here, bro. Like I said, he's my favorite wide receiver on the board still. He would be a great addition to that offense and get Jameis Wilson. And oh, my God, that's going to be a freaking
Jameis Winston, Jameson Williams. I will give you a pass on this one, AJ, unlike other ones that you botched, because Jameis Winston, Jameson Williams, both J Will, J Wiss, J
Let me
Will.
tell you, Noah, I listened to a lot of really smart people talk about the metaverse for 8 hours for the last 2 days, so my brain is not processing at a high function right now, but we're going to keep it moving, bud.
Oh man, these receivers are going fast. Keep an eye on. Depending on what the Vikings pick here. I think the Vikings are going to go McDuffie. Just putting that out there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see either the Chiefs or the Packers trade up to that 13 to 15 range to take Olave.
And while we're talking about the Saints here, it is a tight game right now in New Orleans, 83-80. The Suns are trailing with 55 seconds left in the third.
That's all right. Chris Paul always comes alive in the fourth quarter. We know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, the fourth quarter has to be his quarter, why you can't just, play that dominant all game. But he seems to love to pass and do all the other things the first 3 quarters. And then the fourth quarter, he's like, oh, I need to score? Okay. And then just goes off.
Oh, that's right. I'm playing with a bunch of children. Let me go ahead and take over this game here.
Well, I wouldn't call them children. But,
you know what I mean.
All right. Saints pick coming up. Is it Jameson Williams? Is it somebody else? This will be real interesting here. I mean, I figure it's got to be a receiver, unless it's an offensive lineman. But
if my sources are correct, it is a wide receiver. Whoa. Okay, so I have the deal. The Commanders traded pick 11 to the Saints for picks 16, 98, and 120 all this year. So that's probably, what, a fourth and a fifth?
2/4.
2/4.
So they traded back 5 picks for 2 fourth-rounders.
I mean, that's pretty solid for the Commanders, because that guy they're looking for is probably still going to be there if they weren't going to take a wideout.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, because they would have been overdrafting.
Yep.
And like I said, I do think Devin Lloyd would be the prime pick for them. We had Tony Gonzalez announcing for the Saints.
Looks like it. He's on stage.
I now obviously I'm watching on mute. I don't get this because he played for the Chiefs and the Falcons.
I was about to say.
And Austin Eckler's out there.
Yeah.
For the Chargers. This is a little bit of a bizarre. And then you got some guy in a Chiefs jersey and guy in a Chargers jersey.
And regardless of this happening, they were going to come out regardless, and the Commanders were the pick. So
I'm a little
what?
Like, why is Austin Eckler announcing this pick?
I'm so
they're promoting Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football.
And they're going to be on the coverage. And okay. That makes a lot more sense now. They're plugging something.
Well, yeah, I was very confused there for a second.
Thursday night. It starts on week 2, though. Oh, maybe we don't start off the season on a Thursday, do we? Or no, ESPN probably has that. Or I don't know.
I don't know.
Those TV deals have been insane, bro. I've been trying to keep up with them, but
You've got the 50-year-old dads out there representing the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Saints are in right now. I know that we're still waiting on that pick. But being reported right now by Jordan Schultz and Ian Rappaport.
Vikings trading?
Yeah, Vikings are trading the pick to the Lions. The Vikings.
That's bizarre. In division.
The Vikings are giving up 12 and 46 for the Lions 32, 34, and 66. What?
Oh, Saints picked Olave?
Oh, yeah, they picked Olave.
I mean, good for him for going 11.
Yeah, solid.
Fuck that, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Man. That's upsetting. He had a couple interviews. He seemed really excited. He had like four or five different meetings with the Packers and like really wanted to go to the Packers, and
yeah, but the Saints
Packers obviously really wanted. Well, obviously the Packers weren't going to get him at 11. I'm shocked that he went at 11.
Whoa! Holy shit! I need to get off Twitter.
Sorry, what was the trade between Washington and the Saints? Which picks were?
Let me go back to that. So the Lions are trading up to 12 for. Let me find the tweet. Let me go to Rappaport.
You said 98 and 120 were the picks that the Saints were given for.
So the Saints were given.
No, the Saints got number 11 and gave up 16, 98, and 120. Does that sound right?
Yes. All right. So the Vikings gave up 12 and pick number 12 and 46 for the Lions' 32nd, 34th, and 66th pick.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just tracking everything on my little.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to do the same, bro. This stuff's getting insane.
App here.
Because I now have the Lions pick, and that is interesting to say the least.
Okay, well, don't spoil it for me. I'm going to have to guess it. So, Vikings traded to the Lions for which picks?
Wait, which one are you talking about now?
The Vikings-Lions trade.
Vikings gave up a 12th and a 46th for a 32nd, 34th, and a 66th.
God, the Vikings are fucking dumb.
Yeah, that one doesn't make any sense, really.
I love it.
And also, shout out Jordan Schultz for the information and everything.
Devin Lloyd. That's my pick here.
Devin Lloyd, you sure?
Are you saying, am I sure? I mean, I know you already said you've seen it, but yeah, I'm going Devin Lloyd. Unless the Lions are dumb enough to take the first quarterback here, which I don't know why you would trade up to 12 to take the first quarterback.
I don't think they'll do that, but I will say the Lions
you know who they're picking, so.
Yes, and with that being...
or McDuffie, but I'm going with Devin Lloyd. My second pick would be McDuffie here.
All right, I can see it. Still waiting on the Lions pick to get announced here. I will say, shout out to the Lions, though. Getting aggressive, making moves, trying to do whatever they can to make their football team better. This is a different Detroit
Fight those
Lions
kneecaps
team.
off.
They're ready, dude. They're ready now. You got Aiden Hutchinson. You got this next guy getting drafted who's a kneecap biter. I mean, it's going to, hey, the Lions might be cooking this year, bro. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl or anything, but I'm seeing we may see a 10-7 Detroit Lions to the playoffs.
No. They won't make the playoffs. But I do like the Lions to finish above Chicago. I like them to not finish last in the division. I 100%. Think they... Yeah, I think they're going to be a game or two behind Minnesota and a game or two above Chicago.
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
It's obviously still the Packers division. That's not going to change for another year or two. Yeah, this one's interesting. Yeah, I'm going with Devin Lloyd.
All right.
But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take McDuffie either.
No, I'm about to have a sneezing attack. I'm going to leave you alone for a sec.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. AJ obviously knows who's being taken here. Oh, it's 32nd, 34th, and a 2022 third-round pick. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. Vikings trading back. I'm not sure why. See what happens here. Pick is in. Waiting for it to be announced. Suns down 3 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Philly's going to close out the series, it looks like, against Toronto, win that game, or win that one in 6. As we are getting the announcement here, Jamison Williams to the Lions. That's interesting.
Bro, they got the deep threat.
I'm getting nervous with all these wide receivers flying off here, especially.
Hey, you should be.
Although the Packers and the Chiefs aren't going to trade up anymore because they've all flown off the board. Like,
yeah,
they're just going to sit back and wait. There's no need to trade up at this point. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. Did not expect the Lions to take a receiver.
No, not at all.
I not surprised by the Saints taking one.
And the Eagles obviously trading up
Jets
to get Houston's spot. They're on the clock.
Oh, well, okay. What was this trade?
Philly gave up the 15th, 124th, 162nd, and 166th pick to get the Texans pick.
Can you repeat that one more time?
So yeah, Philly gave up their first round draft pick and then 124, 162, and 166 to get this Texans pick. Good move by the Texans. They need picks. They need to build this team.
Yeah.
They are also in a complete rebuild, and they do not have the cap space or the ability right now to rebuild through free agency. So I respect the Texans pick here.
Philly gave up 15 or 18?
15.
Which one of their first?
15 they gave up.
So they gave up 3 picks to trade up 2 spots.
Yep. 4 total. Oh no, 3. Yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me. You're right. 3.
Yeah, 3 picks to move up 2 spots. All right. Well, get ready for the stupidest fucking pick of the draft. Sorry, I don't even want to I don't even know how to speculate.
I don't either, bro. Like, who the hell are they going to pick? They also need help. A lot of places they need help on defense.
Well,
they need help on offense.
So you have a hint here. They traded up 2 spots, so they're worried about Baltimore taking whoever they're going to take.
Yeah.
It's got to be McDuffie or Kyle Hamilton, one of the two.
Ooh, I could see Hamilton going
It's
here.
Hamilton. It's got to be Hamilton. That's my pick for this one. Because I know Baltimore was big on Hamilton. I think
they visited with him. They hung out with him. They were really big on him I believe they were there for his pro day too.
There's no other reason you traded 3 late round picks to move up 2 spots. They're clearly worried about who Baltimore is going to take, and it's Hamilton. And if it's not Hamilton, it's McDuffie. Hard to say between the two of them, but yeah, that was a great trade for the Texans.
Great trade for the Texans. Great trade for the Texans. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, we'll see what this is. I'm gonna go with Hamilton here over McDuffie. Hamilton, who looks like Mel Kiper had him as number 4 overall on his big board. We're already at the number 13 pick. Both of those players, I think, good picks at this point. And I honestly think Baltimore's laughing because they're just going to take whoever Philly doesn't take out of the two of them.
Yeah, no, and I don't think, well, oh, man. Yeah, the Eagles need to make sure that they make this move right. And hey, let's hope that they don't get booed out of the building this time.
Oh, they're probably booing the fact that the Eagles gave up that much to move up 2 spots to begin with.
And they traded up for boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
So then the Baltimore's next, and then Houston from the Saints.
Suns just took a 99-98 lead with 6:18 left.
Let's go, boys. Cash me my ticket. No, I will not lie. I am so glad we have not been doing degenerate bets lately because baseball has been cooking me, bro.
I've been hitting at over 80% so far since the start of the NBA.
NBA.
and yeah, I mean, I've been texting you my picks almost every day, so you can vouch for that. I've been like 85% ish through the playoffs so far. As Jose Alvarado just got an and one, so Pelicans are going to have a chance to send it to a 2-point lead here, but that's all right.
So Packers Twitter is trending on Twitter right now, and I cannot figure out why.
Is it? Well, let me.
It
Let me
appears
take a
to
look
be
and
an
see.
utter shit show.
Now, people are probably just pissed that Olave's gone and we haven't traded up or whatever.
According to hashtag Packers Twitter, there will be a total of 0 players available at 22.
Yeah, probably.
And with the 22nd pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select a player that will soon have Packers Twitter burned to the ground.
Packers are just going to take somebody who hasn't even, declared for the draft or graduated.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to take some high school senior that's like a 5-star recruit.
They're going to take, what's his name? Archie Manning? Who's the new young kid?
Yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, the question is just going to be like what happens with the receiver scope of things, because if there's nobody available at 22 that the Packers want, they'll probably take somebody else, maybe wait till 28, maybe wait till the second round. People are going to be shitting on them if they don't take a receiver in the first round. However, there's going to be so many receivers still available in the second and third round of this draft that it's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be.
No, like we've talked about multiple times tonight, this is one of the larger wide receiver classes that we have seen just so much talent coming out.
Well, it's a great year to need a receiver, great year to need an offensive tackle, and a great year to need an edge rusher. Those are the 3 positions that are in abundance. And let's not forget George Karlaftis, Nakobe Dean, some guys like, even Boye Mafe out of Minnesota, who would probably be a top 20 pick in most drafts. But because he's an edge rusher, he's going to be a late first, early second round pick. There's going to be a lot of really juicy late first, early second round picks in this draft. And this is a great draft to be picking late first or even early second.
Fleeced. Well, not fleeced, but I mean, Jesus. I didn't know they were 2022 fourth round picks. And then a 2022 fifth round pick. Jesus Christ. So they got to wait a whole year?
Oh, well, dude, where were you getting your sources from? You've been lying to me about all these. Because the same thing with the Vikings-Lions trade. Like, one of those picks was 2022.
Wait, isn't it 2022 this year?
Oh, yeah.
So what are we talking about then? Are we just both forgetting what year it is? It's
sorry, it still feels like 2019 to me.
Oh, honest to God, though.
No, I'm just kidding. It feels like 2020.
Yeah,
I'm convinced that the year 2021 just didn't even happen.
No, nothing. It's just kind of we just ended up here. But
bro, the Eagles fans are. I'd be willing to bet the Eagles fans are like the second drunkest behind Packers fans. But the Packers fans just like hold it better because they're just used to it. The Eagles fans are drinking out of like sorrow because they're just upset. Packers fans are just drinking out of habit.
I mean, yeah. All right, are we getting the pick finally? Jesus Christ.
So we get a bunch of featured fucking assholes coming up on the stage because they're from
Whoa.
Philadelphia.
Whoa, Noah.
Well, you're from Philly, you know. What do you expect?
Come
It's kind of like,
on.
sorry, you shouldn't be talking shit about children, I guess.
No. We will talk shit about Philly, but we're above talking shit about children.
Well, they're Philly children, so.
Terrible. Terrible. Oh, man. Philly, I mean, no matter what the pick is, they're going to boo. They're going to boo it, right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
They
I
like
feel
to boo.
I kind of want to turn on the volume just to make sure they boo.
I mean, Donovan McNabb got booed to all hell when he got picked.
Dude, Donovan, I forgot about him. He was solid.
Ew, Jordan Davis. All right. Well,
Ooh.
that was not really what I expected from Philly, but
No.
good for them.
Hey, a big O lineman that is going to come in there and, hopefully give Hurts some time in the pocket and be able to make some moves. And I am hearing cheers from the Eagles fans. I'm not hearing boos at this time.
Now, watch them take Devontae Wyatt with like 18 or 19, wherever they're picking there. They're gonna take both interior linemen from Georgia, keep them together. Because Philly's like, oh, look how good Georgia's defensive line was. Let's just draft them all.
Just get Georgia's defense. Now, Noah, the Ravens with number 14 coming up.
Why the hell did they trade up? Okay, this is where I'm confused because this is going to be Kyle Hamilton for the Ravens. I'm like, this is a pick that I'm like pretty confident in. I don't think Philly needed to trade up.
No. Philly didn't need to trade up at all. Because let's be real.
My favorite, though, is Houston. Draft needs. Every position.
Every position.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's like draft needs every position.
When I was on PFF doing my mock
Ravens
draft.
Ravens pick is already in. Like I said, they were probably laughing when Philly traded up because they're taking Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Unless they go McDuffie. I don't know, but I think they'll go Hamilton. AJ, you were saying something about your mock draft. I do got to step away real quick, take a little bio break.
You're using big words on the show now.
Big words?
Is that a big word?
Bio break?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
All right,
step
well,
away
discuss your mock draft
I can't
before.
switch cameras, so because the other feed was giving me issues. Okay, so as Noah steps away, I was just talking about how it is funny. Noah was referring to not Jaguars, Houston's needs at positions, and it was everybody. And when I logged on to PFF to start my mock draft, you can click on a team and see what they believe they need, and it also just listed every single position that you could think of. It was awesome, but the Eagles here with Jordan Davis, it's a pick. It's a good pick. I don't, the defense is the last thing I would have worried about with the Eagles. That being said, I would have probably gotten an O lineman or something like that. Jalen Hurts help that offense out because that's really where they struggle. Yeah, they struck together some wins at the end of the season and were playing a little bit more consistent. But with that being said, the O-line can always be better, especially for a young quarterback. Also going out and getting him some weapons would not have been the worst thing in the world. Ravens coming up now. Noah and I's consensus is Kyle Hamilton finally coming off the board, one of the best safety in the draft right now. I mean, what can you say? The Ravens, they are a good squad. They were plagued by injuries really early in training camp, having both of their running backs go out with ACLs. I mean, I believe it was ACLs, and it was rough because it was back-to-back, a couple days apart. And so they still kept it cooking. They still did their best, didn't have the best season, obviously didn't make the playoffs. But look for this Ravens team, especially if they do go with Kyle Hamilton, to really step up on defense, and then that offense being fully healthy. The Ravens are going to be a threat again. Lamar Jackson, rumored to be signing a deal this year. Do not remember if this is his contract year, if he has one more year left on his deal. He has just kind of pushed it to the side, though. The Ravens have been adamant about trying to sign him, and he's like, we'll talk about it later. I think he kind of wants to see what the landscape is going to look like, especially after the draft, and what everyone's going to look like and how it's going to look. It's going to be interesting to see. Going to be interesting. The pick is in for the Ravens. We will see as it does appear, as we do get a look in the green room, and phone calls being made, people celebrating, taking pictures. It's a good day to be a college player getting drafted. Been a good draft so far. This is one of the faster drafts that I can remember. I mean, last year and the year before, I feel like those drafts the first round took 5.5 hours. Now, with that being said, we are only 14 picks in, and 2 hours in. So I guess we are in for about a 6-hour night, as Noah is looking to start joining us back here in just a moment. Noah, welcome back to the show. How you doing? As you still have yourself muted. Thank you, Noah.
Yep, there we go.
There we go. Welcome back to the show as we await the Ravens pick. I was just saying how with this pick, if it is Kyle Hamilton, it's a great pick because out of all the things, the defense is what needs to step up. Obviously, the Ravens having the injury issues last year, not really getting a chance to get rocking and rolling, but still figuring out how to win a couple games here and there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this Ravens team, but at this point, I see nothing but good things if they can stay healthy.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, Kyle Hamilton be a great. Well, as it is Kyle Hamilton.
There
All right.
we go.
Not surprised by that one at all. I am still trying to figure out why the Eagles traded up, but whatever. It's the Eagles. They literally don't know how to draft.
No, they don't know how to do football, bro. It's sad. But I mean, they won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah, thanks to Big Dick Nick. But this next one will be interesting. Houston. I don't know who Houston's going to take here. They already took Stingley at number 3, so I don't see them going for McDuffie. I don't see them taking 2. This could be where we see Devin Lloyd going.
Yeah, why not?
As I'm having TV issues again when it thinks I'm fucking talking to it.
Dude, you got to turn that off.
Yeah, I still got to figure that one out. Yeah, I mean, I could see Houston taking. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Devin Lloyd or an offensive lineman here.
I could see an O lineman here give Davis Mills some help.
Yeah, either Linderbaum out of Iowa or Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan. One of those two, or Devin Lloyd, I think, is kind of who I'm looking at here. I will make an official pick here as the pick is in. I'm going to say they go with Devin Lloyd. That's my guess here.
Devin Lloyd is the guess. I like it. I do not have I'm not going to give a prediction because at this point it could be my buddy Greg from work who gets drafted by the Texans in this draft, so I really don't know. If it is my buddy Greg, hey, shout out to Greg. All right, I know you haven't played football in the last 12 years, but good luck, bud. Yeah. As the pick is in for the Texans, that did not take long. But then again, it did take forever to get that last one done.
So I am 8 out of 14 so far. So we're still batting over 500.
Pretty sure that's still better than Kuiper.
We'll see what happens with this one. I do really like Devin Lloyd here for Houston. And if Devin Lloyd doesn't go to Houston here, I think I'm eyeing up Washington to take him at 16 if he doesn't go at 15 here.
Hey, Noah. So I sent out a tweet from our Twitter account today that said, "Hey, it's draft day, let's go." And then
Yeah.
Aflac liked our tweet.
Like actual Aflac?
Like blue check verified the goose and everything.
Do they want to sponsor us? I mean, I'd be down for that.
Hey, Aflac,
Shit.
if you want to sponsor us, give us benefits so that we can do this full time. Let's go. Let's go, Aflac. We'll talk to you. But
All right. Hell yeah. Love that.
Shout out.
Yeah, we get the big dogs on our watching our show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely wasn't some Twitter bot that just goes through and likes everything that was said at NFL draft, you know?
No. Couldn't be.
No. No one would ever do that. But shout out to the intern who liked it.
And yeah, we have yet to see a quarterback taken.
Yes,
by the way.
that is true. No quarterbacks yet.
Like I was saying earlier, I don't think the Steelers even needed to trade up to get Malik Willis. They might just get him. And Kenyon Green, the pick. Offensive lineman, guard out of A&M. Interesting. I mean, Green, a very good offensive lineman, but I didn't expect him to go this early. That one kind of surprises me a little bit.
Whoa. Big breaking news, Noah. Shout out Kenyon Green. Congratulations to the Texans and getting some help for Davis Mills. Breaking news. The Ravens have traded Hollywood Brown and a third-round pick to the Arizona Cardinals for their 23rd overall.
Hollywood Brown and what?
Hollywood Brown in a third round.
Interesting.
Wow. Hey, let's go Hollywood! It's Hollywood time in Arizona, baby. Let's go. Give Kyler the
You're happy
crybaby
about
another
that?
weapon. I'm not stoked with the Cardinals right now. I'm not going to lie.
That's a fucking L for the Cardinals. I'm like, in my opinion, like Hollywood Brown's not that good.
No, but he will be in this system and everything, and Kyler will
No,
grow
no.
up a little bit. And
No.
people, fuck, we got screwed, didn't we, Noah?
I think so. Yeah, I think the Ravens totally won that trade.
Dude. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I'm trying to stay positive about the Cardinals this year, but
Commanders have their pick in. They were really quick about this one. I think Lloyd's going here. Like, I think Devin Lloyd out of Utah going to the Commanders here at 16.
I'm still thinking about this whole Cardinals trade and everything. Hollywood Brown coming in. Obviously, him and Kyler with the history and everything. And so the Cardinals did pick up Kyler's fifth-year option, which is okay, I guess. They'll probably try to work out a long-term deal in the summer, which is fine, I guess. But, man, you know my feelings on Kyler. I've beaten that horse to death. I'm not a fan of his, and he didn't show up in the playoffs. He didn't show up in the second half of the season. And so now I guess we are just doing whatever we can to please him, to have him stop throwing this little temper tantrum and everything like that.
Well, I mean, you need a replacement for Christian Kirk.
We did need a replacement for
Anyways.
Christian Kirk, but there's a rookies that are available still. I mean, I know that there's not a lot of wide, but this is one of the deepest wide receiver classes we've had in forever, and so there was going to be someone who was going to work out. Not to say that in the later rounds we won't still take a wide receiver, but with that being said,
Well, I think the Cardinals needed that 23rd overall pick to like shore up other positions.
yes,
And
yes.
like receiver was not at the top of their needs.
No, the offense is the last thing I think about when I think about what the Cardinals needed to fix and everything like that.
Well, offensive line would have helped a little bit,
Line
but
would have
like, yeah, I mean, most of their needs were on the defensive side of the
Yeah.
ball. Like receiver was not really. You had AJ Green coming back, D Hop. I mean, Andy Isabella is still there. Like, I just this seems like a stupid trade in my mind. by the Cardinals. You still defending Kime like you were the other night?
I'm trying to, but bro.
Because that's all on him.
Yeah, that's completely on him. I mean, yeah, Kingsbury probably had to okay it and everything like that. And the Cardinals are just frustrating right now, bro. There is no reason Kyler should be making these demands he's making right now. There is no reason that there's no reason we should have made that trade. We needed help on defense a lot more than we needed help on offense, like you said, or unless it was an offensive lineman so that Kyler could feel a little bit better, I guess. I don't know how he doesn't feel good already. We have one of the best O-lines in the league. But, God, that's going to be a hard one to swallow, I think. The jury is going to be out on that one right now. I'm going to need a day or two to process it. But
I mean, if Hollywood Brown doesn't have 800 or 1,000 yards receiving, it's
a bust. It's a bust. But that also falls on our quarterback being able to keep his composure and be able to get the ball out even in rough situations and let him have the opportunity to make a change in the game, you know? But if Kyler just starts pouting in the middle of the third quarter like he always does, then Hollywood Brown is not going to be, it doesn't matter, you know? And then it's an issue of I don't know whether to blame him, management, or Kyler.
Well, I part of that too is I hate Hollywood Brown in general.
Fair.
Receiver-wise, I know I've touched on that before. I think his separation is terrible off the line of scrimmage. He's fast. He has okay hands. He's not. I mean, I was selling his stock as quick as I could when he was with Baltimore. So I think that's just a bad trade through and through by the Cardinals. But whatever.
Is what it is, I guess. As now they are talking about it on ESPN. While the Commanders pick is in, we do await.
The commies. Who's going to be the next member of the Red Army?
Oh my God, Noah! And they could have changed. They could have changed their color scheme a little bit. Like that's just rough.
It's got to be Devin Lloyd.
Devin
They
Lloyd?
took Jahan Dotson. Bruh, I guess this is the NFL draft, man. Things are so. My hot start.
Whoa!
Like I said,
I'm sorry, Noah. Breaking news, and we'll get back to.
We have
this.
another.
Per
We have
Adam
another trade.
Schefter, the Titans are planning to trade wide receiver AJ Brown to the Eagles.
I'm not super shocked by that. I mean, same thing with like Debo's going to get traded too because they have the same damn agent who's like, you guys need to get paid a shit ton, and both teams are like, we can't afford to pay you a shit ton. Well, especially the Titans. Titans have like a couple million in cap space, and that's it. So they can't afford to pay AJ Brown. So I'm curious to see what is coming in return. Also, I'm not taking anything Adam Schefter says is set in stone because
Ian Rappaport is now reporting that the Eagles are trading for wide receiver AJ Brown. Tennessee gets the number 18 pick and more. Tom Pelissero also confirming. And he is saying it's the number 18 and the 101 pick.
Okay, I trust that more now because, like I said, Rappaport's missed, or not Rappaport, Schefter's missed the mark on so many fucking things in the past 2 years.
Oh, yeah,
like
his
credibility is so fucking low right now.
No, I'm with you. No, if I don't see another report on it, but with that trade, like that was a trade. I mean, I saw AJ Brown being moved. I thought it was going to be a little bit earlier in the draft, but hey, here we are now with Tennessee getting the 19th and 101 pick.
It explains why the Eagles went defense. And like I said, don't be shocked if at 18 the Eagles, if they take another Georgia defender.
Yeah, they totally could here.
I could see them taking Devontae Wyatt, as I didn't even get a chance to announce my Chargers pick, but they took Zion Johnson. I'm surprised by that. That's not who I would have guessed anyways, so I'll just take my L on that one without even picking anyone because that's not who I was anticipating. Eagles coming up, by the way. I kind of feel like they're going to take Devontae Wyatt and just take two interior offensive line players out of Georgia. They were teammates. I mean, doesn't hurt to have guys who have played together.
No. doesn't. There's already chemistry there, and especially with a younger team like Philly has become, it allows them to, it allows that built-in chemistry to already be there. It allows,
I take that back. I take that back. Which picks did they get from Tennessee? Or no, they gave picks to Tennessee. Is Tennessee picking at 18?
Yeah, they just announced the trade on ESPN. They just traded. They just did the trade.
All right, well, disregard everything that I just said then, because Tennessee picking here at 18.
Yeah, we may be. Are we better than ESPN right now? Is that a question?
We've been faster than them, I guess, based on Twitter.
Hey, shout out Twitter and Elon for getting it figured out for the draft.
I'm gonna say George Karlaftis out of Purdue goes to Tennessee here.
Really? Why is that?
I think Tennessee needs an edge rusher, and Karlaftis is one of the best ones left on the board right now. Some people have been worried about him being like inconsistent, but I'm not too worried about that here. So just to be clear, Eagles. By the way, Suns win 115-109. Chris Paul 33 points, a bunch of points in the fourth quarter, advanced to the second round.
Let's go. Rally the Valley. Okay. Let's go.
So Titans gave up AJ Brown for the number 18 and a third round pick. Correct?
Yeah. Yes, that is correct, Noah.
All right. Just making sure. I'm just trying to track everything. I don't know which third round it was. I'm just going to take a fucking guess here.
It was 101.
That's the one I clicked on anyways, so. Perfect.
Whoa, also, did you know that the Giants... hold on. Yeah, it's being also, I don't know if you saw it earlier today, it's being reported that the Giants are not picking up Daniel Jones's option.
Doesn't really matter. I mean, he's still got one more year left, regardless.
True. Yeah, true, I guess.
The Giants are a team that are kind of expected to make like a later round quarterback pick just in case.
I could see
and then
that.
if they're shit again this year like they have been, then they'll have a better opportunity to draft a quarterback next year anyways, so it doesn't even matter.
All right, Titans pick is in as we do await that.
My pick on this is Karlaftis, but if it's not Karlaftis, I think Linderbaum out of Iowa is my he's one I could see happening as well at center, going with a little offensive line reassurance.
Yeah,
but they need defensive line help. They need defensive line help.
Yeah,
or rush help. So
yeah, they got to start holding teams to lower scores. Yeah, they need help. They need help there. The O-line would always be good. You can always get another body down there to block for Derrick Henry and everything, even though Derrick Henry doesn't really need blocking.
You need receivers now.
You need receivers now. That's for goddamn sure.
Julio's gone. Yeah. AJ Brown's gone. They have no receivers, so I mean, I don't know why you would trade up to this position to take a receiver.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm sticking with Karlaftis. That was my gut pick. That's what we're going with.
I like it.
So we are almost 2/3 of the way through this draft.
Dude, I mentioned it earlier, and then I knocked on wood. This draft's going by pretty fast.
No, it's still going to be 3.5, 4 hours, you know.
I mean, we're already at 2.
Shout out to the Suns, though. Chris Paul, 33 points. Moving on to the second round. Playing the winner of the Mavericks and Jazz series, which I believe is going on tonight. Tip-off has not yet happened, is about to. Game 6 of that series in Utah.
Whoo! Breaking news from Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo. The Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown gets a 4-year extension for $100 million, $57 million guaranteed. So the Eagles not only trading, but then re-signing and extending.
Yeah, well, that was part of it. That was with both Debo and A.J. Brown.
Yes, obviously. But that's a nice price right there for him. That's a good payday.
Well, because both of them were set to play under pocket change this year.
Yeah.
Because both of them still were on their rookie contracts, so they were both set to play under pocket change this year, which is why both of them demanded either a new contract or a trade. And obviously, San Francisco is not willing to play ball with a new contract. Tennessee literally couldn't afford to pay A.J. Brown a new contract, so they had no choice. San Francisco was just like, yeah, we're not giving you a new contract. And then Debo's like, all right, well, trade me.
Yeah, get me out of here. Get me out of here. No, I do need to step away for a hot moment. I'm going to leave you alone with the Degens for a moment.
All right, I will be able to announce Tennessee's pick here, I guess. And Debo would be somebody who probably could easily get traded as well here in the first round. Let's keep an eye on that. Maybe to the Colts. Colts would be interesting with Debo. I think that could actually be a pretty realistic landing spot. As we await the pick here from Tennessee. Yeah, blue Spider-Man in a suit. Roger Goodell announcing the pick right now. Treylon Burks from Arkansas. Interesting. Did not see that one coming, although obviously, like we said, wide receiver becoming a need for Tennessee after getting rid of A.J. Brown. These receivers flying off the board. I'm kind of at the point too right now where like I'd almost rather have the Packers sit back and wait. Kind of running out of all the first round picks. I mean, Saints coming up here next. Already taken a receiver, shouldn't take another one. Probably going offensive line here unless they trade it. We could have another trade here. Not sure who the Saints are probably targeting at this point. I may be going with my pick here on Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan. That's my pick for the Saints right now. That is my pick for the Saints. We'll see what happens. As a Packers fan, I'm kind of more inclined to just like wait for a receiver for the second or third round at this point because so many of them have jumped off the board already. Steelers coming up with the next pick after the Saints. That might be Malik Willis time. Trent McDuffie, Devin Lloyd, still on the board. Those are absolute steals at where they are. Nakobe Dean as well, out of Georgia. Absolute fucking steal, given the fact that, like, if he works his way out of the top 20. There's going to be a lot of interesting picks to be had here.
Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff going down.
Yeah, AJ, I think my pick for the Saints here is Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan.
Whoo!
At number 19.
Sure, why not? I mean, at this point.
I think the Saints go offensive line here. And then Pittsburgh at number 20, I think that's where we see Malik Willis go.
Yeah, that's where Malik Willis is going to go. That'll be our first quarterback going this round, won't it?
If they take him, yeah.
That'd be the first quarterback of the draft, so hopefully shout out to him for that. But of course, it's the draft, nothing set in stone.
I think the Steelers are perfectly content with having him develop for a year or two and riding Trubisky, who's not going to give you anything special, but I think the Steelers are okay with riding Trubisky for a year or two.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Malik Willis is not coming in and starting this season by any means. He's going to be able to sit behind Trubisky and marinate for a little bit and try to figure it out the best he can. With that being said, I can't imagine a better place for him to go than Pittsburgh. That winning mentality, they always seem to be competitive. I don't see them going under 500 this year. I mean,
coaching staff is fantastic. I mean,
exactly. I mean, hey, they made Big Ben a successful large Ben a successful quarterback, so they can do that.
Yeah, and I'm disappointed with all the linebackers, all the receivers that have gone for the Packers. But if Devin Lloyd's available at 22, it is fucking worth it because holy shit.
Oh yeah.
If we can snag Devin Lloyd at 22, I don't even care about not getting a receiver at 22. Like, plus there's going to be plenty of receivers available at 28 in the second round, the third round. Like, it's fine. If Devin Lloyd falls all the way to 22, I hope the Packers take him there.
That would be great for the Pack. I'm seeing a lot of tweets right now that are coming up that are saying like, well, there's a lot of wide receivers gone right now, and the Packers have done nothing.
No, it's perfect, though, because now they have an excuse to wait and sit back on receivers.
True.
And nobody, like, you can't shit on them as much for, like, not taking a receiver at 22 because all of them, there's no sense in, like, overreaching, overgrabbing for a receiver at 22. I know George Pickens out of Georgia is a guy that they've talked to a lot who's expected to be a late first, even a second-round pick maybe. He could be great at 28. Like, Pickens should be available at 28. I think at this point, with the 6 receivers we've seen off the board already, there's no sense in the Packers taking a receiver at 22. You wait till 28 to take a receiver, and you take a better player at 22. Or Karlaftis. Karlaftis would be a great pick at 22, but I do have the I have the Saints taking Bernard Raymond here. And they did go offensive tackle, just not the guy I had. Trevor Penning, Northern Iowa.
Hey, shout out. Congratulations, my man. The Saints obviously needing some help on the O-line, protecting Jameis Winston or whoever they have going under center. I'm good. Like, I like this pick for them. Obviously, they knew where they needed improvement. I had them taking an O-lineman as well. And I enjoy that. It's going to be that's a good pick for them. Shout out. Congratulations. But the Saints ain't doing shit this year. I don't see the Saints really amounting much to anything.
Man, did you see Penning in the fucking Senior Bowl?
Just some highlights. Yeah, he was a stud.
Oh, it's funny because he's, not even FBS. He's playing FCS at Northern Iowa. And he was steamrolling and pancaking Power 5 defensive ends who have been drafted before him. Like, he was just... Oh, and it was funny because, like, they all wanted to get fights with him because apparently he runs his mouth a little bit, which is, like, whatever. It's funny. It's fine. Oh, good old Iowa boy. And, yeah, it was just funny because he was steamrolling, pancaking Power 5 defensive ends out of Northern Iowa. Like, dude's a stud. And now we come to the Pittsburgh Steelers, AJ.
Yes, and as the Steelers are on the clock, shout out to Tuna saying Trubisky will be a superstar in Pittsburgh. One can only hope for Trubisky's sake. I mean, obviously, beginning of his career fumbled by...
His eyes are too small and beady. He can't do it.
He does have
He
beady
can't
eyes.
see right.
They look
He's
like
got those
those.
small beady eyes.
Those eyes look kind of like those old teddy bears where they would just kind of put a black marble in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's exactly how Trubisky's eyes look. Yeah.
Steelers on the clock with 4:53 left to go.
Mitchell, I love sucking titties. Trubisky. One of his famous tweets.
He did not tweet that out. Did he really?
Oh yeah. Like back in high school, but it was like one of those where like he had his like Twitter public and like people like dug that up and screenshotted it and all that.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, as a senior in high school, yeah, Trubisky tweeted, "I love sucking titties."
I mean, shout out to Mitch, I guess. Noah, the draft. I mean, the Steelers pick is in.
I think this is our first quarterback we see here.
It is. I promise you that. And I mean, Mitch is a Twitter genius. Says C tuna. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was creative. I guess it rhymes a little bit.
Not really, but
He tried.
you know, yeah. I mean, if it's not Malik Willis here, I guess it could be Kenny Pickett. You know, keep the Pittsburgh quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, might as well. We've already seen one hometown hero stay home, so you might as well keep that going.
Yeah. If it's not a quarterback, I think it's an offensive lineman here.
Yeah, keep Trubisky safe a little bit.
Yeah, my guess would be Bernard Raymond if it's any offensive lineman. But I'm going with Malik Willis on this one.
Malik Willis. I have Malik Willis going to the Steelers as well. I like that fit a lot.
Oh, I know you do, but you had him trading up to get him, which I told you at the beginning of the show. If people have been tuned in, I said they're not going to need to trade up for him. They'll be fine sitting at 20 and getting him at 20.
And you were right, Noah. You were right. Again, on this show, you were right about something. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't disagree with the pick. I just said they didn't need to trade up for him because nobody's taking quarterbacks in this draft.
No, apparently not. And I mean, I know it was a weak class, but
Tomorrow there's going to be a lot of
yeah.
There's going to be a good. I think there's going to be a good 5 or 6 quarterbacks off the board tomorrow. Between rounds 2 and 3.
No, 100%.
It's just a extraordinarily like weak quarterback class in this one.
So some Titans players have been tweeting since AJ Brown has been traded, and Jeffrey Simmons says, "Wait, this bet not be true," with a frowny face, and then Taylor Lewan just with "what" in 3 periods. So obviously, kind of a shock to Titans Nation, but yeah, he's gone.
It shouldn't have been that surprising. Like I said, they didn't have the cap space to work out a deal, and I don't know the name of the agent, but the same agent with Debo and AJ Brown. He's like, "Oh no, you guys deserve more money. Like let's just force our way out of these teams so we get paid."
100%.
Which
the Steelers pick is in, and it looks like we're finally going to get it.
Will it be a quarterback? Will it not? Will we get another random surprise here? That's the thing that blows my mind the most in the draft is like teams that draft like outside of what they need.
Right. Like they draft a position that they just paid or something like that. Oh, wait, like the Chicago Bears. Holy shit.
I mean, it's happened 3 or 4 times tonight already. It's like always interesting. It's like, okay.
That it is. As we still await this pick, this could not be taking longer.
Well, I give Franco Harris some time. He's, and Goodell's got to hog the mic for a second here.
Oh, of course. Goodell needs his time. As we await them to keep talking, we both think it's going to be a quarterback. We both think it's going to be Malik Willis.
I mean, I'm not 100% on the fact that it's going to be a quarterback, but I'm like 70-30, but my pick was Malik Willis on this one.
Wow, they are taking their sweet ass time. Yeah, they are milking every second of this. Wow. Let's get it moving.
Kenny Pickett.
Woo! From
All right.
Pitt going to Pittsburgh, staying in the hometown. I mean, shout out Steelers. Like, he was probably the best quarterback in this draft.
Most draft ready, not, I wouldn't say the most talented. Like,
most game ready, absolutely.
Malik Willis obviously has like the highest ceiling, but Kenny Pickett just like Aiden Hutchinson staying home.
Yeah, staying home. Love to see the hometown story continue. I got to cut in for a second. We'll get back to this. Per sources, Ian Rappaport is reporting that the Patriots are trading back from their 21 overall pick, even though they are on the clock right now. We will keep an eye on that as that does keep developing. But
do we know who they're trading to?
No,
or?
Ian Rappaport is just reporting that they are trading back. We are waiting for confirmation and to see what happens there. But Kenny Pickett, great pickup for the Steelers. We will see, though, if this is going to be a quarterback competition here with Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, or if it's just going to be Kenny Pickett being able to sit back and marinate and maybe get a Patrick Mahomes-like vibe, you know?
I think it will be a competition.
You think so?
Trubisky's not good enough to, like, have that job locked. Like, I think Trubisky has the upper hand, but Kenny Pickett's played, like, 45, 48, something like that, college football games. He's got the experience. I think the Steelers are going to give Pickett a chance to win that job over Trubisky.
I could see it. I mean, as a Bears fan, obviously, I've seen Trubisky play, and I don't know if it was a system or if it was him. And, I mean, in training camp, I guess it'll really show if Trubisky has it or not. And, I mean, he's got to know. He's got to stay on his toes and everything.
Kansas City on the clock. Chiefs.
Damn!
I don't know what the details of the trade were here, but Kansas City has traded with New England.
Yep, looking for details as we continue. But all I see is that the trade has happened. The Chiefs are on the clock.
And the clock has been reset to 10 minutes.
Awaiting details on what exactly happened.
Pick is in. Yeah, I don't know what the details of the trade were, but the pick is definitely in.
Patriots are trading 21 to the Chiefs for 29, 94, and 121 per sources from Jordan Schultz.
For 21, 94, and...
For 21 is being... The Patriots are trading 21 for 21, for 29, 94, and 121.
And 121, okay.
So the Chiefs like someone here. Wide receiver probably, right? They need help at wide receiver, getting rid of Tyreek Hill and everything like that. They need someone to replace him. Maybe this is where they go and get someone like that.
I don't know that they would trade up for that, though.
Well, they know Green Bay is going to take one coming up next. They know Baltimore more than likely is going to take one.
I don't think the Packers are.
What are the Packers going to take?
Anymore. There's a lot of really good options on the board, but Kansas City intentionally trading above Green Bay for somebody.
Ooh.
I
like this pick.
I'm gonna say George Karlaftis, maybe. I mean, I don't know. He's still floating around out there. There's a lot of really good options still available that aren't wide receivers, but all of your like first round wide receivers are kind of like gone.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm a little confused by this trade. I don't know what they're shooting for. And I'm assuming it's got to be like either a linebacker or like an edge rusher.
Oh, we'll see.
Obviously, it seems like you already know, but we'll find out here. And by the way, I mean Trent McDuffie's still on the board. That would help the Chiefs a little bit too. I think Trent McDuffie wouldn't be a bad pick for them, but they wouldn't need to trade in front of Green Bay to get Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
Packers don't need defensive backs. That's a position the Packers have like shored up. They don't need any DBs. Could be Devin Lloyd, could be George Karlaftis. I don't think they would take Devin Lloyd. I don't think the Chiefs really need a linebacker, but I've been surprised by other things.
I mean, yeah, this draft has really been very unpredictable, so anything at this point could happen.
I bet they're taking a receiver, though. There's no other reason to trade a pick before Green Bay unless they're taking a receiver. And I don't know who they're planning on taking a receiver, but I would imagine either like Sky Moore or George Pickens, one of the two.
Yeah.
This is one that kind of baffles me. I expected the Chiefs to trade up, but I expected them to trade up farther and earlier.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. It's a late move and from where they were at 29. I feel like whoever they draft would have been available at 29.
Yeah. I'm assuming they take. I mean, McDuffie's got to be the one that makes the most sense, but I don't know why they would trade up. That just blows my mind. And it looks like McDuffie it is.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know why unless they couldn't find a trade partner with like, I don't know. Although McDuffie, to be fair, should not have been on the board this late.
No, he shouldn't have. I can't believe he was.
I hope the Packers take Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd would be a good pick there.
I mean, I'm happy with Karlaftis too. Which is funny because I've been screaming receiver, but there's too many receivers who've been off the board already. I want Lloyd or Karlaftis right now. Devontae Wyatt wouldn't be a bad pick.
No.
Nakobe Dean wouldn't be a bad pick. I mean, the Packers have so many great options here. And it's going to be funny because the narrative is going to be like, oh, they never get Rodgers any help because they're not drafting a receiver here at 22. That's just stupid if they draft a receiver at 22 here.
Huh.
Like I said, we'll wait till 28. 28, there might be a receiver available that's worth taking. But right now at 22,
pick is
Devin Lloyd. I hope to God it's Devin Lloyd, but I wouldn't be surprised with the Packers picking out of the Big Ten and taking Karlaftis.
Well, I am not seeing any reports right now, so the Packers are keeping it close to the chest.
Which is kind of this, identity of the organization.
Yeah, that's kind of the Packers' way.
They never fucking say anything. They never hint at anything.
No.
They keep everything internal.
Mark Madden did say that draft night was going to be explosive. I don't know how explosive it can get, though, at this point.
I want Devin Lloyd. As a Packers fan, I really fucking want Devin Lloyd. They're talking about receivers right now. They're talking about Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. I'm going to be pissed if that's the case. No, it's got to be Devin Lloyd here. I don't know that the Packers are going to take Devin Lloyd, but I just, obviously really want him.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. I don't know how you're going to feel about this.
Fuck you.
What?
I don't know what it is, but
I mean, yeah, maybe needed help there. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's a good pick, Noah. You should feel happy.
Don't tell me how to fucking feel, AJ.
I'm going to tell you how to feel. You should feel good. Packers made a good move here.
Either you're teasing me or you're like setting me up.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure, but I think watching the Packers play this year, I think it's a decent move.
Stupid ass Vikings fans trying to stand up and on chairs like cover up the Packers fans. Look fucking ugly and fat.
Jesus. They did not deserve that, Noah. They did not deserve that. Oh, as Roger Goodell makes the walk to the stage.
Why? Oh my god.
Green Bay Packers select Georgia linebacker Kawhi Walker.
You're a great player, but we don't need a fucking inside linebacker. Just signed Devondre Campbell to a fucking big ass deal. Like, why? God, that was. What the fuck was that?
So is this easily the third year in the row the Packers have disappointed in the draft? Oh, and the Ravens now trading their pick to the Bills.
No, the Packers have been fucking fine. We got Eric Stokes last year. We got, other than taking Jordan Love, like every other draft has been really good for the Packers. It's just like this fucking stupid fucking shit right there.
Ravens are taking the 23rd pick from the Bills. I'm sorry, they're trading the 23rd pick to the Bills for 25 and 130 per sources. So obviously, someone it's someone who they think is going to get taken in the next couple picks. We'll see who they draft. Whew, 5:45 left to go here. Bills, interesting. Who do you think they need?
I don't know. Well, so the Bills are on the clock now from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So Baltimore traded for that pick and then traded it to the Bills for what did they trade it to the Bills for?
They moved back 2 more spots, so they're 25, and then they also got like 150 something.
They're taking Karlaftis.
They got it, right?
Yeah. I gotta step away for a second.
All right,
sorry,
sounds good, bud. I still can't change cameras.
Too upset with that fucking pick.
Well, yeah, that was a rough one, dude. That was of all the positions that the Packers needed, linebacker was not one of them. The middle of the field wasn't the issue.
Great player. Fucking not something we needed, though.
Yeah, that seems to be the way the Packers are going, though. They keep seeming to draft stuff they don't need.
Whatever. All right. I'll be right back.
All right. Now that Noah doesn't have his ears in, I can say that as a Bears fan, it is awesome to see the Packers fumble the ball like this. I mean, come on, boys. Like, no one had them taking anyone on the defensive end of the ball. Everyone thought it was going to be a wide receiver, lineman, something like that. I don't understand this pick whatsoever. They could have taken a kicker too, and honestly, a kicker probably would have been a better pick than this right now. As Noah said, excellent player. I mean, anyone from that Georgia defense this year is just going to be a standout person ready to play in the NFL. So I don't blame them, I guess, for taking him. However, it's not a point of weakness that Noah or I saw, obviously. That's awesome, though. The Bears don't have a pick, so they literally can't F up this draft, and the Packers seem to go ahead and pick up where the Bears left off. It is great to see the Bills still on the clock. 3:35 left. They may be trying to move this pick, get some leverage somewhere. I don't really know what the Bills need. The Bills looked so good last year everywhere. Can always get another weapon, as we said, a deep wide receiver class. Josh Allen always loves some new toys. Defense, you can always get another edge rusher. This would be the draft to do it. They got some decent pressure last year, but it can always be improved. And especially the way that AFC East is starting to line up. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. Dallas with the next pick at 24. Look for Jerry Jones to do something absolutely batshit crazy. Because that's what Jerry Jones likes to do, something batshit crazy. So we'll see how it goes there. And then Baltimore getting that 25th pick from the Bills when they traded up for this 23rd. Baltimore, I don't know where they're going. I really have no idea what Baltimore is going to do. The pick is in for the Bills, though. Noah's still away from the screen. He must still be upset because that was a rough pick. Okay. If this report is true, it is going to be a good addition to the Bills' defense and just a great place for this player to fall if this is a true report. Jordan Schultz has been excellent tonight, but we will wait to see what Roger Goodell says, of course. But I alluded to it. It's going to be a defensive player if this is true. And, hey, you can never have enough weapons on defense. Defense, these players especially. Defense is at such a disadvantage, the way the rules are written and everything, and just to protect offense, keep it scoring. So being able to get a defensive player who can understand how that game is played and still being allowed to lock down players, kind of like a Sauce Gardner. The Bills, can always use some help on defense, especially when you're going up against Patriots, the Chiefs, all those great quarterbacks, especially with the AFC West now stacking up, adding Russell Wilson, and the Raiders putting in a plethora of other players as well. Good position for the AFC. We did speak last time. AFC just kind of looked weak this season compared to the NFC. So good moves by the AFC this year, hopefully beefing up that division, as we do see that it's a 4th-round pick and the 25th overall pick that was traded to the Ravens for this 23rd pick. Noah, the reports coming in right now are saying that the Bills are going defense. Any thoughts on that? You muted yourself still.
Did I make a pick yet for the Bills?
The pick is in, I believe. I have a report, but I also have another conflicting report. So both of them say they're going defense, but not sure about the player yet.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I was
I
late.
have a confirming report now, but Goodell's
I would have been wrong either way, so it's fine. Khair Elam from Florida, cornerback. I'm not surprised that the Bills taking a cornerback. And there's some really good players still on the board here.
Oh, yeah.
Elam's solid. I think he's a little early. Cowboys are probably going to make some stupid pick.
That's what I said.
Actually, I mean, a lot of really good. Like the Cowboys, either taking Linderbaum or Raymond. I bet the Cowboys go offensive line. They love their offensive linemen. And the Cowboys have done a really good job at drafting offensive linemen.
True.
I wouldn't be surprised to see another offensive lineman go to the Cowboys here, whether that's Raymond or Linderbaum.
Yeah, why not? I mean, go ahead, get some more protection for Dak Prescott, your franchise player. Get some more help for Ezekiel Elliott so that he can try to feed Zeke a little bit more.
Part of their identity the last 5 years has been having one of the best offensive lines in football. They've done very well in the draft at getting really good offensive linemen. I don't think that stops now. I think they maybe take another offensive lineman here.
Might as well keep it moving. Whatever's working, keep it going. I can't blame them there if they continue to do that. But 5:45 left on the clock.
They could go D-line as well.
Do you need help on defense? Need some more penetration and everything.
I could see him going with Devontae Wyatt or even Devin Lloyd. Karlaftis still on the board. one of those guys who keeps falling. Obviously, there's some question marks about him, about inconsistency of play was the biggest thing. He's looked really, really, really good at certain points, and he's had some points where he hasn't looked great. But
yeah, we will see. Noah, I am going to step away for a second and leave you alone. Be right back.
sounds good. I fully expect Dallas to take a lineman, whether that's offensive or defensive. I think my pick here, I'm going to go with Bernard Raymond on this one for the Cowboys. I think that's where they're going with this. We'll find out. Linderbaum could be a good option. Defensive line could be a good option. Linebacker, potentially. I don't know. But the Cowboys love to take stretch picks here. So find out what happens. Baltimore has been one of the winners of this draft without picking yet. Sorry, I take that back. They took Kyle Hamilton, but yeah, I mean, Baltimore is just accumulating picks at this point, trading back, getting all of those.
Yeah, and what the hell is happening on that stage? Why was there some guy with...
I don't know. But what I was just saying, Baltimore, for me, Baltimore is the winner of this draft so far because they are accumulating picks and all that and trading back. Obviously trading Marquise Brown to the Cardinals, getting more picks.
Wait, time out really quick. The Cowboys boardroom looks like one of the opening scenes from Star Wars when they're in the Death Star. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, not at all.
Feels very like Dallas Cowboys-esque.
Yes, that's very Jerry Jones, I believe. That's awesome, though. But you were saying, sorry, yeah, the Ravens, obviously the winner here. They have made their pick. They haven't been stupid. They continue to get picks, especially with a deep draft. I mean...
Well, they got the guy they want, and they've now accumulated picks with the trade with the Cardinals, and then accumulated another pick or two by trading back 2 spots to the Bills. So,
that is a hat on Nakobe Dean from Georgia.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, that is a hat. As the Cowboys pick is in, and they show what a typical Cowboys fan looks like, that is disturbing to say the least.
Well, you got to have the theatrics when the Cowboys are picking, Oh,
of course. And to continue to disappoint the Dallas fans, the Cowboys have selected.
It's got to be an offensive lineman. That's what I'm thinking.
It has to be an O-line then. Tune in
Cowboys
the
fans.
Chat saying O-line wins championships. I mean, it sure as hell helps.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bengals had a better offensive line, they probably would have won the Super Bowl this past year.
Honest to God. But then again, I don't know who's stopping Aaron Donald. I don't think you can draft anyone. I don't think there's anyone in the league who can stop Aaron Donald unless you triple team him.
Yeah, well, it's a wonder the Bengals even made it to the Super Bowl with one of the most sacked quarterbacks in football. But
true.
Right. Let's see. Who do we have for the Cowboys?
Taking their sweet ass time.
Tyler Smith, offensive tackle from Tulsa. Not who I expected them to take. I did expect an offensive lineman. I wasn't expecting Tyler Smith from Tulsa, but keep it near home, I guess. That's a guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's such a Jerry Jones pick, though. Not going with the trends, not going with the experts and what they believe, just going with a kind of out of left field option,
Oh, Jerry Jones loves his guys out of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, all the close ones,
All them good old Southern boys.
Yeah, Tyler Smith, not a bad pick though. And what we got Baltimore here up at 25. Yeah.
As of right now, we'll see if they keep that pick, though. We have seen that they are not shy to
I
keep
don't
moving
think
it, though.
I don't think Baltimore is going to make a third trade in one draft. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to go Kevin Costner draft day like craziness, but I don't really see it. Baltimore needing help on the defensive line. This seems like a perfect place for either Devontae Wyatt or George Karlaftis to go. If you're asking me, but
I have no idea at this point. No, I'm not even going to try. I mean,
yeah, I'm thinking Wyatt or Karlaftis here at number 25. One of the two of them.
I could see. You might as well take Kalafdis. I mean, are you surprised we haven't seen? Where do you think Falah Alele is going to go?
Third roundish,
It's fair.
third or fourth round. A monster of a man. I mean,
Monster.
not too often you get a 6'8", 400-pound human being.
Oh, true. He is
Not to mention one that's a pretty good blocker and a good offensive lineman, but he'll be the second Minnesota player off the board after Boye Mafe, who's got a chance at going late first round, but will probably be like a first half of the second round type of guy. And I can tell you, like, as things keep trickling on, if the Packers at 28, if Devin Lloyd is still available, I hope to God they take him. I mean, I wanted them to take him at 22. Obviously, I was screaming that. I was like,
Yeah.
take Devin Lloyd. I can't believe Devin Lloyd is still available at 25.
No, neither can I, honestly.
Like I said, I believe Devin Lloyd is top 10 talent, and he's still sitting out there. And that obviously, like, people don't watch the Pac-12. I get that, right? But Devin Lloyd did everything for that Utah defense. He's a complete stud.
Really quick, breaking news, a direct quote from Cliff Kingsbury via the Pat McAfee Show Draft Spectacular. Kyler has wanted Hollywood Brown for a couple years, and he's as happy as I've ever seen him. Who cares how happy Kyler is? I want him to be happy winning games. I don't give a shit if he's happy who's playing with him. I want him to be happy winning games, okay? And let me tell you, he didn't see him all that happy winning games this year or trying in the playoffs. So I'm sorry if I'm not all too excited about him getting his buddy back in the building. Because now what I'm worried about is him now staying up, calling Marquise Brown over on a Saturday before a game, being like, hey, let's play some fucking Fortnite or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then they're up till 4 a.m. playing Fortnite or whatever they're playing, not focusing on the game. Kyler's tired going into it, and then boom goes dynamite. The Cardinals suck. So,
I mean, they played together in college, which is like not a negative, right? So like they have some chemistry. It's going to be nowhere near the Derek Carr, Devontae Adams show that's going to go on this next year, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. Although the Cardinals, I just think the Cardinals gave up too much for him. Like, that was kind of stupid.
No, I agree. Kyler, Tuna saying Kyler running the things now. I agree. And he's going to say next up, Cliff, can we talk? Yeah, he's going to say, can we talk about my contract? You just signed my buddy, so obviously you're going to re-sign me too. 5 years, $300 million guaranteed, probably he's going to ask for. And they're going to pay him. Like, bro, they're going to end up paying him $300 million guaranteed. Deshaun Watson got $274. He's going to be like, I'm younger than Deshaun. I'm a different quarterback than Deshaun.
No.
Yeah, they're going to pay him $300 million guaranteed. It's going to happen. Or else why else would they make all these moves, sign his buddy, and get... Oh, God bless it.
AJ, stop crying so much about it until something actually happens.
Guaranteed. I can't believe it, dude. Oh, and then they're going to give him a signing bonus, too. That prick.
Ravens are still on the clock.
Oh, Tuna calling for Kyler to fire Cliff and becoming a player head coach. I would agree with you, but Kyler doesn't have the brain power to do that.
Just bring LeBron James in at tight end.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Except for I don't think you can pay $45 million for a tight end. That might be a little expensive.
Oh, my God.
Baltimore pick finally in.
Finally,
I think that's the longest we've seen the clock go.
Yeah.
Baltimore using almost 9 minutes of the clock.
Damn.
What's my official pick here, AJ? It's Devontae Wyatt. That's who I think Baltimore's going with.
Devontae Wyatt.
Could be the fourth Georgia defender off the board. There's a chance we could see 5 Georgia defensive players off the board in the first round, which is crazy.
Hey, there is, and we still have Tampa Bay coming up who could use some help on defense. You still have the Chiefs coming up who could use help on defense, and Detroit who could still use some help on defense. Yeah, I think they're going defense here.
Well, no, Detroit doesn't have the 32nd pick anymore. They traded it to the Vikings, so.
Oh, you're right. My bad, Noah. I'm looking at an old sheet.
The Vikings who, I don't know what the fuck the Vikings are doing. I don't think they know what they're doing.
No.
To be completely honest. Right. Let's get this Baltimore pick, please.
Yeah, seriously, what the hell? Let's get it moving, unless they traded it away last second.
Well, no, it says the pick is in for them, so. Linderbaum.
Ooh,
Offensive lineman,
center.
Wow, I've after starting hot, I've missed pretty much every single pick since then, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's the draft. You never really know what's going on.
So shout out Tyler Linderbaum. Interesting selection from the Ravens. I didn't know they were looking for a center. Going to the chat real quick. Tuna going off about Kyler. Arizona will have a Kyler Murray day just like Bobby Bonilla day from the New York Mets. I could totally see that happening. And Tuna then saying Mel Kiper needs to get LASIK and ditch the glasses. I do agree that Mel Kiper does not look as good in the glasses as he used to. Let's get with the time, Mel.
All right. Titans on the clock.
LOL, the Jets are on the clock, you mean?
Yes. Okay. Apparently the Jets are now on the clock.
Yep. Jets have traded back into the first round at 26. Still awaiting details on the trade.
Well, they don't need a receiver.
Don't need a receiver. No, really need a running back, do you?
No, they're looking at linebacker here.
Yeah.
I know exactly who's getting picked here.
Oh yeah, who's getting picked here?
This is Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd?
I'm pretty confident that they saw Devin Lloyd still on the board at 26, and yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get it going.
They got to be jumping on Devin Lloyd.
Well, we got 6 minutes to wait, so we will see.
Which is going to piss me off.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's going to piss me off because the Packers should have taken Devin Lloyd at 22.
No, they shouldn't have.
No, they absolutely should have taken Devin Lloyd at 22. I don't know what you're talking about.
My bad.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's going to piss me off when Tennessee takes Devin Lloyd here.
You mean the Jets?
Sorry, the Jets. Yes. Sorry, when the Jets take Devin Lloyd.
C Tuna must be in a bad mood from the Kyler and Hollywood Brown news because now he's going in on the Linderbaum household saying that they have bad furniture. I mean, Tuna, don't
It's
get me
Iowa.
wrong.
What do you expect out of Iowa?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
it's Iowa. What do you expect? They've had that furniture hand me down for like 3 generations.
Ooh. So the Jets Jets get the 26 and trade away they get the 26th and the 101st, excuse me, for their 35th, 69th, and 163.
It seems aggressive, but I think this is a Devin Lloyd pick right here.
It's not.
Because you've seen the pick.
Yes, because it was the first half of the tweet before I skipped to the details of the trade. Yeah, definitely on the defensive side, but
Okay, that's fine. Karlaftis?
No. Do you want me to give it to you?
Well, I'm going to find out here in a second.
Yeah.
Is it Devontae Wyatt?
Nope.
Jacoby Dean?
Nope.
All right. Well, don't tell me. I'm very curious now. I don't know what the fuck the Jets. Obviously, like I stated earlier in the show, the Jets have been over the last decade the worst drafting team in the entire NFL. So,
hey, and they look to maybe be continuing that trend, Noah. I mean,
apparently they're taking a complete stab at left field here and seeing what goes on.
Wow, Mel does look bad.
He doesn't look that bad. He's just old.
Well, no, the Botox makes his, but the lighting is terrible. At least get a spray tan there, Mel.
He's just got a shiny forehead, man. Leave him alone.
Forehead.
Well, yeah. His hairline's receding so much that it makes more forehead, but that's how it goes.
No, but there's a difference between your hairline receding. This is me bald right now. That's not a big forehead. Mel
not a big
has
difference.
got another inch on me,
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Bugs looks good. Pick is in.
Oh boy.
It's not any of the 5 players Noah said so. Who the hell could it be? Do the Jets continue their trend of effing up every draft they're a part of? Do they take the spot of the Chicago Bears this
Johnson.
year? Ooh.
Interesting.
DN FSU.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Why not?
All right. Okay. Go for it.
Why not? Go for it. See how that works out. Jaguars now trading with Tampa. They're on the clock.
Oh.
Breaking news via Ian Rappaport as of 16 seconds ago.
Do we have the terms of the trade yet?
Of course not. No, that will come in the next 5 minutes.
AJ, I'm starting to believe that you're not an NFL insider. You're not getting these terms quick enough.
No, I'm not an NFL insider. I'm just on Twitter right now. Trying to be a good reporter.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Well, no, you know what? Let me go ahead and call up my sources, and I'll get to work on that. Jaguars are getting 27. Tampa Bay gets 33, 106, and 180.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be the Jaguars are going to be the pick that pisses me off because they're going to take.
They're going to take
Devin.
They're going to take Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
And right before the Packers at 28, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah. The Jaguars are going to take Devin Lloyd here.
They're totally taking Devin Lloyd.
And it's going to really piss me off because a great player is going to a shit franchise.
I'm not going to refresh Twitter. I don't want to get spoiled. I'm going to wait with you. I'm going to wait with you on this one, bud.
Yeah, these fucking assholes are going to be the ones who...
Oh, they're totally going to do it. Oh, they're totally going to take him. Why wouldn't they? He's still on the board. I mean, he's one of the... he's a damn good player, bro. God, he would have looked good in Packers green, too, but instead you're going to have to see him in Jaguars blue.
We're just gonna get robbed by a garbage franchise. That's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love it.
That is so typical Packers, though. And C Tuna saying this is the winner for the best jacket of the night. I do have to agree. That is a nice looking jacket.
I think it's kind of ugly.
You're just mad at the world right now, Noah.
I don't care about Jermaine Johnson. I mean, I just think his jacket's ugly.
You're pissed off that the Jaguars are gonna take Devin Lloyd, so you just won't admit how dope of a jacket it is because you're in a bad mood. I totally understand, bro.
No, because I don't know who the Packers are going to take at 28. That's going to be the thing that really makes me happy or upset.
I mean, Malik Willis is still on the board.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we need is another fucking quarterback.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hey, the Jets are having a draft, bro. They are making moves, really tightening up that defense. Would have liked them, and I mean Garrett Wilson for the wide receiver room. I mean, Jets making moves in the first round. They might be dangerous this season. Not winning any playoffs or anything, but they might be dangerous and rattle off some wins that you're not expecting.
Not making any playoffs. I mean,
yeah, they could. They could. That division's a little weak.
and there's some big name defenders still on the board here.
Yeah. And no report in yet on the next pick. So just waiting to see what the Jaguars do. But, with all the defensive players on the board, Devin Lloyd, obviously, we've been mentioning a lot lately.
Well, they need defense. They need defense. So
yeah, good draft to need defense though.
Now here's the thing: if Jacksonville doesn't take Devin Lloyd and the Packers don't, I'm going to be like 10 times more pissed than if Jacksonville takes Devin Lloyd, before the Packers.
Yeah. Oh. Packers coming up next, Noah. This is one of the picks we've been waiting for all night.
Like I said, if Jacksonville doesn't take Devin Lloyd, the Packers better fucking take him.
If they don't, let's say the Jaguars take Devin Lloyd, though. Who do you look at for the Packers next? Are you still looking defense? Are you looking offense? What do you think, bud? As part owner of the Packers, what are you looking at this draft?
Oh, there's no receivers worth taking at 28.
C-Tuna agrees with me that the Pack picks a QB. Someone has to place Rodgers and a team.
Ha 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 ha. You guys are funny, poking fun and shit. Yeah. Ha ha ha.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, it's obviously not Jordan Love. You still have a couple good quarterbacks in this class that can sit behind Rodgers for the next couple years and then, boom, transition right into next dynasty quarterback, and the Packers keep it moving.
Yeah, well, they're not nobody in this year is going to be a fucking dynasty quarterback. I can tell you that much.
But you and I both agreed that Malik Willis is the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this draft. Kenny Pickett was the most NFL ready and game ready, but Malik Willis still has the highest ceiling. And it'd be interesting for the Packers to pick a athletic quarterback like that. Oh, you're just mad, aren't you? Huh? Because you know it might happen. I'm saying this now, and you know it might happen.
No. I'm not even entertaining the argument because it's such a fucking stupid argument that I'm not even going to waste time on it.
Oh, okay.
So
no, you know it might happen, and you're like, now that I'm saying it, you're like, fuck, that is something that the Packers would do.
No,
it's okay, bro. It's okay. The Cardinals just traded for Marquise Brown. I mean, I get it, dude. And the Bears aren't in this draft, so they can't F it up. So Packers maybe just had to take that over this year. It's fine, bro. It happens.
No, I'm just...
What?
I'll just jump off air if you're going to keep talking about this shit, because you're just talking about... You're talking about the stupidest fucking random-ass hypotheticals that aren't going to happen. It's
random.
No.
Random.
The Packers
are
not.
It was random 2 years ago when they picked up Jordan Love. I don't think it's out of
It's
talk
so out of the question. It's so out of the question. They're not drafting a quarterback. They would have traded Jordan Love if they were planning on like taking another quarterback. That's the thing.
Who knows? Who knows? As we see Mel's best available, Daxton Hill, Malik Willis, Arnold, I'm not going to try that last name, Devin Lloyd. And yeah, as all the hats are in front of.
So as AJ thinks, the Packers are just going to add multiple quarterbacks so that they have a 6-person quarterback room going into the season.
Bears had a 7 quarterback room, so.
Yeah, well, the Bears are stupid as shit, so.
Yeah, and the Packers drafted a quarterback when Aaron Rodgers is in his prime, bro. I mean, let's not say our general managers aren't both on equal playing fields at this point.
Well, the Packers have drafted amazing outside of the first round. That's the thing.
Bad furniture there, too, in the other household, too, and I agree.
For some reason, the Packers don't like drafting well in the first round. But then once the second round hits, they're like, all right, game time. Here's we'll get all our good steals in like the 2nd through 7th. We just don't want any first-round picks.
So then with that being said, as a Packers fan, would you be okay with them trading out of the first round?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a trade. Maybe they're like, all these guys that we can get and that we want, we can get in the later rounds. Let's just get out of here and get some value.
Unless Devin Lloyd's available at 28.
True. If Devin Lloyd's available, then it's a no-brainer. But if he's not available, I mean, I think the Packers maybe take a look at trading out of the first round. Get some value.
No, we'll take George Karlaftis if Lloyd isn't, but I wouldn't be opposed.
Good call.
I wouldn't be opposed to the Packers trading out, but
C Tuna now asking the question, aren't most championships won with 2 to 4th round players? I mean, yeah, kind of. Oh, as the Jaguars at 27, right ahead of the Packers. Select.
Good. I'm really, we had to be like, let this poverty franchise get, good player. Instead of fucking taking him at 22 where we could have, We're going to let the fucking Jaguars get Devin Lloyd. That's great.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it. Letting a potentially generational player who like I said, I believe Devin Lloyd is a top 10 talent in this draft. And we pass on him at 22 and let him go at 27 to the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm so happy about that. I really love everything. Let's see how bad we can botch this next pick.
Who do you think they're going to pick, bro? The pick is in. Who are they picking? I mean, it did not take them long.
It better be one of 3 people. It better be Devontae Wyatt, Nakobe Dean, both Georgia players. So, fuck it. Let's take a second Georgia player or George Karlaftis. One of the 3 of those.
If it's not, what's going to happen to you?
I might have to tune out early.
Whew.
Just to bash my head against the fucking wall.
I mean, hey, that would be, 30 year? Who did the Packers draft last year?
Eric Stokes. That's the jersey I got on right now, though.
I was about to say, he turns out pretty well.
Yeah, I got my Stokes jersey on right now. I mean, I'm a big fan of Eric Stokes, so.
What's the Jaguars over-under right now on wins?
Well, and the year before that, right, like Jordan Love was the first-round pick, and then we drafted A.J. Dillon in the second round, and people are like, why the fuck are you drafting a running back in the second round? And A.J. Dillon's turned out to be fantastic. So, like I said, the Packers have done very well at drafting people. They've made like a select couple like really bad picks that people just focus on those few bad picks and not the fact that the Packers are a top 5 team in the NFL drafting over the past decade.
Yeah, and so I'm going to transition a little bit really quick back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. With these pickups, with the way this roster is coming together, with the coaching staff now there, now that Finger Bangs McGee is out of there. What? What's so funny, Noah?
Just a Finger Bangs McGee.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to say the double shooter, the dance floor dancing, finger banging, Ohio legend Urban Meyer? He's out of town. But Jacksonville Jaguars, as before the draft, 6.5 total for wins. I think I'm going to take a flyer at plus 105 on the over.
Yeah, I'm not. Jacksonville fucking sucks.
They do, but I think they're better than 6.5 wins.
All right. Well, we'll see what this pick is here.
Okay. I don't think he'll be upset.
I don't like the look at the Packers draft room. There's like 3 people working and a bunch of people standing around in the background, just like good old cheery chat Wisconsin shit, you know? Fucking.
Hey, they're sharing a cheese curd there. You know, having a good old time. Maybe a sausage.
Packers are like, oh yeah, this guy, he's such a nice boy. You know, yeah, we gotta go with him. He's such a good guy.
It's more like you guys are drafting a dog than you're drafting a player, huh? Maybe they pick Airbud, huh? 28th overall pick to replace Devontae Adams. They take Airbud, Noah.
Like I said, got to be George Karlaftis here or one of those 2 Georgia players I mentioned.
It's got to be, right?
Turns out it's not the Eagles. The Packers are actually drafting the entire Georgia defense.
Which, hey, like we said, if you're going to, you might as well. Dude, Aaron Rodgers, as of 5 minutes ago, was on the Pat McAfee show. I wonder if he's still on there now watching this pick.
See, the thing is, I'm not upset about the Packers not taking a receiver in the first round because, dude, people over-grabbed at receiver early.
Yeah.
And, like, Olave was the Packers guy, but the fact that he went at 11, the Saints traded up to 11 to take Olave is like, okay. Like, I think that was the one guy that the Packers wanted, so. And I think they would have traded up to, like, 13 to 15 to get Olave, except for he went at 11 because the Saints really wanted him that bad.
Yeah, Noah, after you see this pick, you got to check your Twitter because I just sent you the funniest meme. And if you want to see the meme, you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter at DGenTakes because it is hilarious. Shout out Colin Cowherd.
I hate Colin Cowherd.
I know you, dude.
As does every Packers fan because he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, he does not like Aaron Rodgers whatsoever.
He also said Matt LaFleur was going to be a major disaster, and the Packers hired him as head coach. All right, Andrew Whitworth. Interesting that he's the one announcing this pick, but
Really, though. It's been a weird draft with people announcing picks and stuff.
I mean, he's got 0 ties to the Packers.
0. I'm not laughing at this pick. I'm laughing at something else. I'll tell you in a sec. Who do the Packers select?
You already know. I'm gonna just waiting for me to like fucking throw my mic through my computer screen. or
No,
something.
no. That won't happen. That won't happen. No, I promise you that. Maybe it will. I don't know.
Oh, now it's the fucking pick. I mean,
Andrew,
not just
he is taking his sweet time, bro. Shit.
not to sound like disrespectful to what he's talking about, but like Jesus, now it's the pick.
Let's wrap it up. I mean, yes, this is everyone and their mom is watching this, but let's wrap it up.
Is it one of the 3 players that I talked about?
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Then I'm okay with any of them.
And I will
It's
say
It's got to be Karlaftis.
and I will say Aaron Rodgers did say on the Pat McAfee show a couple of seconds ago, the wide receivers that they were looking at 28 were off the board, so he knew they were going defense, and he was okay with the pick.
Oh yeah, because the Packers were looking at Traylon Burks from Arkansas and Chris Olave,
Yes.
and both of them were gone. So, like I said, I wanted the Packers to take a receiver coming into this draft, but you know me, AJ. I said coming into 22, I'm like, don't take a receiver, and then at 28, I'm like, still don't take a receiver. Devontae Wyatt, okay,
Yeah, not
okay,
bad, not bad, not bad.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like that's a good pick for the Packers. I'm hype on that. Patriots up next. Their pick is already in. So we'll be awaiting that. I don't know if the dog or Belichick picked this one. We will be waiting on that news as well. Honest to God, Noah. And if the dog does make the pick again, I just think it shows that Belichick knows football better than anyone else. Because he just knows that his dog, if you think about it, probably sits around him and absorbs all that football and that knowledge that Belichick talks about and gains. And so that dog probably knows more football than you or I will ever know. So I believe that that dog is probably more equipped at drafting an NFL player than honestly almost anyone else on the planet.
I'm curious about day 2. I think the Packers might trade up. Day 2, round 2, because obviously we were talking about how Olave and Treylon Burks were 2 guys that the Packers were targeting for a receiver. Those were kind of like the 2. You know who the other one is? Who people haven't been talking about? Who's still on the board?
Who's that?
George Pickens out of Georgia. Packers might, and you know what? The Packers are looking like we're going to be a Georgia little pipeline here.
Whoo.
We'll go get Pickens in the second round, and let's just keep drafting these Georgia players.
Hey, it's not.
They just
bad
won a national
pipeline.
championship, so
yeah. Honestly, I mean, if you're going to be a part of any pipeline, that's not a bad one.
And the guy I'm really looking at, if he falls to the third round, which he's supposed to, is John Mechie III out of Alabama. Which, again, we were talking a little bit about injury stuff. I don't understand how Jamison Williams had such high draft stock with the same injury as John Mechie, yet Mechie is projected as a third-round pick. That just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like, how do you predict whether or not somebody's going to come back from an ACL tear?
But the thing is, Noah, if you even want to get into that, how do you predict that any of these 20-year-old kids are going to be good at football?
Yeah, that is the whole fucking thing there.
I mean, yeah, you can do all the film study, you can do all the research, you can ask all the questions, but at the end of the day, you're betting on potential. You are betting on past performance at a lower level. You are not betting on what you know this person can do.
True.
But, oh man, who knows? Who knows? I will say, thinking about it a little bit more, the Cardinals going with a F them picks mentality is something I enjoy. However, wish it was maybe a Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf.
Interesting fact here. The Packers are now, as of that last pick, Packers are the first team ever to take 2 defensive players from the same school in the first round.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to do any defensive school, it might as well be Georgia this year.
Which a lot of people said Georgia had an NFL caliber defense last year, which is why they won the national championship. Hence why they've already had. What are we at? I know we're at 3 for sure. Are we at 4 Georgia defenders off the board already, or just 3?
I believe we're at 4. I'm not 100% sure though. Also, while we're waiting for the Patriots pick, the Chiefs pick is already in as well.
We're at 3, but Devontae Wyatt's still on the board. Nakobe Dean's still on the board. We could have as many as 5 Georgia defenders coming off the board in the first round alone, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, whoever the Patriots pick here is going to be a fucking Pro Bowler.
So
that's what always happens. Bill Belichick somehow fucking knows. He's gonna
Sorry, go ahead.
Here's the thing: the Patriots are gonna fucking end up with like George Karlaftis this year, and he's gonna have like 14, 15 sacks this season. Like, just watch, or Devontae Wyatt.
No, Devontae Wyatt went to Packers.
Oh, true. Duh. I'm dumb.
Let me tell you, I've already seen the Patriots pick, and it is about as Bill Belichick as it gets.
Is it offensive lineman? Central Michigan.
On the right path. Let me pull it up again. Yeah, dude. So I will say, shout out. He was ranked number 86 in the Pro Football Focus rankings and everything for their big board. So solid player. They are going O-line to help out our boy Mac Jones a little bit, but yeah, it's a guy I've never effing heard of.
I mean, 86 is not like a first round.
No, I'm aware.
But Bill Belichick is a mastermind. He knows everything.
Exactly. So, or his dog made this pick again. We don't really know who made the pick.
Cole Strange out of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know shit about their football program. Basketball was interesting. We did cover that. Against Illinois, they almost beat Illinois, but I don't know anything about Chattanooga football.
Noah, I had no idea they had a football program. I'm not going to lie to you. So, like I said, this was a very Bill Belichick pick. He's obviously about to be the greatest guard that's ever played football.
Probably.
Like Belichick drafted it. Shit.
The Chiefs pick is already in.
Yes, the Chiefs pick is in. You're going to like this one. But no, let's stick with the Patriots for a little bit. What is it with Belichick and being able to, like, it's just his football mind, right? Being able to see these different athletes and being able to evaluate them at that mindset. I mean, because like we were just talking about, you are betting on so much potential. You are betting on hoping of what this person can become, and you don't really know what you're going to do, what they're going to do until you get their hands on them. I mean, Cole Strange, I mean, shout out to him, bro, for getting the eye of Bill Belichick and getting drafted. I mean, he had to have done something different than every other offensive lineman that Belichick looked at in order to get drafted here in the first round as we await the Chiefs pick.
They were quick as hell with that pick.
Well, I mean, once you see it, you'll understand. Like, they saw what the Patriots picked, and they're like, yep, nope, this guy.
Yeah, we'll see. Karlaftis, who, like I said, could have been a top 10 pick talent-wise, but people were concerned about his inconsistencies, and I think the Chiefs are getting an absolute steal at number 30 with George Karlaftis.
They really are. I mean, the fact that he dropped this low is unbelievable. But hey, shout out to the Chiefs getting a great D-end, adding to what's already a stacked roster. It's going to be interesting to see what the Chiefs do this year, getting rid of Tyreek Hill, him being such a key point of that offense. But, I mean, they'll figure it out. I mean, they're the Chiefs. They're going to be dominant for the next couple of years, as the Bengals are on the clock now.
Yeah, Oh, their pick is in already.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Bengals they need a DB. They need a cornerback. It's probably, offensive line they've shored up through free agency. I would look at Andrew Booth Jr. here, or Jalen Petre out of Baylor potentially, but I don't think he's quite a first round type of guy. I would look at either Booth out of Clemson or Daxton Hill out of Michigan for this pick here.
Daxton Hill is an interesting one. I mean, the Bengals, their defense obviously needs some help. They were getting torched over top by OBJ in the Super Bowl before he got injured. With that being said, their O-line, I mean, it was nothing to write home about this year. They got by on a whim and a luck and a prayer, and that's kind of how they made the Super Bowl. So hopefully they tighten it up a little bit there. That would be helpful. If they don't, I mean, then yeah, go with Daxton Hills, get a good safety that can lock it down up top, right?
Yeah, I mean, Daxton Hill's cornerback, not a safety, but
My bad, excuse me. Well, he's listed as a safety.
Malik Willis still just sitting there. He's not going in the first round.
No, he is not, because Minnesota is the next pick, and they just signed Kirk Cousins to a guaranteed deal a couple years ago. So
doesn't mean Minnesota won't take a quarterback.
true, very true. We have seen other teams with quarterback commitments take a quarterback in the draft.
All right. Well, AJ, I'm gonna step away real quick for like a brief minute here.
Sounds good, bud.
Grab a beverage, and I'll be right back for the end of the draft here.
Yes, go ahead, Noah. Again, I cannot change screens, so just go ahead and take your stuff off, mute it. As we await the Bengals pick here, the Bengals were the shocking team coming out of the NFL this year. Obviously, no one expected them to make the Super Bowl. Everyone knew the talent that Joe Burrow had and the potential of him, and everyone knows that he was a Super Bowl quarterback. He went to he went and won an NCAA championship. He proved in his first year before breaking his leg because his O-line couldn't defend him that he was a playmaker and he was a difference. He does have the stat that haunts a lot of quarterbacks that make the Super Bowl earlier than intended, that the first time they make an appearance, especially when you're a hot shot, you do not make the Super Bowl again. I do not believe that is going to be Joe Burrow's case. I do not think the Bengals will go to the Super Bowl next year. From early predictions and everything and just kind of looking at the landscape of the NFL, there's a lot more tightening up that they need to do unless they can get on another miracle run. With that being said, with this pick, there's just so much that needs to get tightened up. You need an O-lineman. Yes, you can go ahead and get O-linemen later in the draft. There are still a lot that are really good that are available that you can get second, third, fourth round. However, why risk it? Why risk it? Because you're not the only team in the NFL that needs an offensive lineman. You're not the only team in the NFL that needs defense. I mean, I guess you pick what you need most as a GM. Do you think you need defense? Do you think you need an O-line? If I'm a GM, I don't see that the O-line performed at a way that I can go to sleep tonight not picking an offensive lineman to protect my franchise quarterback. You got to protect your franchise. And Joe Burrow is the Bengals. Joe, that's cut and simple. Yes, Jamar Chase is there. T. Higgins is there. So many people doing so many good things there. However, that team revolves around Joe Burrow and what Joe Burrow does. And so if you're not going to protect your franchise, why have a franchise? That's cut simple to the point. I mean, you saw it in Seattle. Russell Wilson got sick and tired of it after the trade. He's now in Denver. And then Seattle all of a sudden goes out and gets an O-lineman in the first round. I mean, if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm sitting in Denver, like I said earlier, what the hell? What the hell? This is what I asked you. For years, when I was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, all I asked for was an O-lineman. And now you get one now that I'm gone. Unbelievable what Seattle did. I could not imagine a situation that the Bengals do the same thing. With that being said, though, this draft has been absolutely shocking. And if the Bengals don't go with an O-lineman to protect the franchise, they better get a solid defensive player to make sure that they can't get too many points scored on them. Noah, welcome back to the show. I just went on a nice little rant about the Bengals and how badly they need an O-line to protect their franchise. And if they don't draft it this time, I don't know when it's going to come. You're still muted. I cannot wait for the day where I won't remind you.
I don't think they take an O-lineman here.
God, they're not going to.
I mean, just like what's available at 31 is not good enough to take an O lineman. I mean, Bernard Raymond still out there who could. I could see him going here, but I do think it's going to be. I do think it's going to be Dax Hill.
If it is, they're picking up a hell of a. Wow. If it does, they're picking up a hell of a defensive player. He will, like, he's going to help that offense, and then they won't have to, and then not as many points are going to be scored on them, which is good overall. But they need O-line, and I hope they draft it later in this draft,
And then I think the Vikings are going to go DB as well. I think we're going to see either Booth or Dax Hill here, and we're going to see the other one as number 32 to round out the first round.
I mean, yeah, 2 defensive players in the first round, wouldn't be surprised. The pick is in.
There we have it.
There it is, Daxton Hill. Out of Michigan, had an incredible season. I mean, shout out, like, great player, good production. Bengals shore up, hopefully some backfield issues and on the defensive side. Still would have preferred O-line, but again, that's just me.
Vikings pick is already in.
Whoo! Gonna wrap up this fast, it looks like.
Like I said, I think it'll be a DB. I think they're going to take Booth out of Clemson. Whew. Oh, it has been a long draft day, as we predicted.
That has
Although,
as we await Vikings pick.
Sitting at less than 3.5 hours since the draft started. This has actually gone a little bit faster than I thought it would.
Dude, honestly, I was ready for a 5-6 hour day, but I mean they kept it moving.
Yeah, I mean I was thinking more like 4 hours ish, but 3.5. We'll take it.
Yeah, we will. That we will. As we await the Vikings pick, they just gotta, I don't know, get everything ready. Let everyone talk about the Bengals pick. And then Tampa Bay leading it off tomorrow at 33.
Yep, Vikings picking again at 34 because of that trade with the Lions at for the number 12 pick.
Yep.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I do anticipate defensive back here for the Vikings. Probably Booth. We'll see what happens.
Mel Kiper, I mean, bro, at least figure out your lighting, dude. You're supposed to be a professional.
You don't like the glare off of his forehead?
I don't like the glare off of anything. You can't see his eyes because his glasses are too far down. The lighting is too bright. No one put makeup on him. I mean, he just looks terrible. And as a lighting person, as a producer of a show, I take pride in making shit look good. And so, yeah, it disappoints me when ESPN, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, has Mel Kiper looking like a piece of shit.
You're too hard on Mel Kiper.
Not hard on Mel Kiper. I'm hard on ESPN. What are we doing here? He's supposed to be your draft expert, and he's out here looking like some jamoke.
Well, don't shit on ESPN then. Shit on Disney, Let's go right to the source. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Are you too hesitant to shit on Disney there, AJ?
Well, no, there might be a job opportunity with the metaverse that I might be looking at, so I'm going to hold my tongue for a hot second.
All right, you're going to hold your tongue on Disney. Okay.
Tuna saying we're not hard enough on Mel Kiper. I mean, Mel is... Hey, I will say Mel is a trailblazer. No one gave a shit about mock drafts or the draft or anything until he came around, so he really trailblazed his own position and everything like that. His record the last couple of years has been questionable. How much does he really know about college football and the NFL? But no, the lighting tonight is just the issue. Like, dude, what the hell? And I saw him on ESPN all week this week, and he looked great. Like, he looked good. And now for the draft, they decided to phone it in. So, yeah, you know what? I will. You know what? Disney, you are a billion-dollar corporation. Please get Mel Kiper some better lighting. There you go, Noah. You happy?
Sure. As we get a look in at maybe the ugliest fan base in the entire NFL.
Just gonna go in on the Vikings like that, bro?
Yeah, always.
Oh man. I mean, yeah,
Getting all excited
looking bunch.
about whoever they pick. Good for them. It's not going to change anything.
No, it won't.
You know why the Vikings wear purple, right?
Oh, because they're choke artists.
Yeah, it's because they're always choking.
Oh man. And they are taking forever and a half to get this pick in. I'm assuming that ESPN missed a couple commercial breaks or something. But then why aren't we in commercial? That would be the question.
Roger Goodell raising his hands, asking for applause. I hope nobody's giving him any.
I hope they're booing him.
Yeah.
They need to boo him. He deserves to get booed. What the hell is he wearing?
Oh. And there we have it. Another Georgia defensive player.
Shoot.
Is that 4, 5? Is that, what, 5?
I believe 5, yeah. I mean, hey, and with the defense they had this year, I mean, it's not shocking whatsoever that so many of them went. I mean, and we're probably going to see more
4
go that are available.
That's 4.
Jeez.
But Nakobe Dean's still on the board. He'll go early second. We're like I said, we're gonna see probably 7 members of this Georgia defense like go in this draft. So
no, 100%. Buccaneers now on the clock for round 2, which will start tomorrow. Noah, as we wrap up our coverage here on the NFL draft, final thoughts. How are you feeling as a Packers fan, as a Cardinals fan? I am torn, to say the least. And that's just being polite. But how are you feeling as a Packers fan after the draft? Well, after round 1, excuse me.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yep, fair enough. Been there as a Bears fan.
We should have had Devin Lloyd at 22.
You should have, but you didn't.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, when he's a perennial Pro Bowler, I'm just going to be even more pissed about the fact that we didn't take him.
Hey, and with that being said, the Jaguars, in my opinion, have won the first round. I mean, I think
Baltimore, in my opinion,
really
did a great job. Well, with all their trades and shit, and they didn't do anything too crazy, but they got Kyle Hamilton later than he should have been. That was kind of their guy. That's who they wanted. And they accumulated more picks.
True.
I think Baltimore won this first round, in my opinion.
Hey, fair enough. A lot of winners, a lot of losers in this. We will uncover a lot more of that next week on Degenerate Takes when this draft does wrap up, also including NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, look ahead, and much, much more. Noah, before we sign off, anything to say to the Degens?
Hey, I hope your team did well. I'm a little upset with what the Packers did, but you know what? Like I said, we're terrible in the first round. We love rounds 2 through 7. We're going to get some crazy good receivers in round 2 and 3.
Hey, let's hope for it. I hope the Cardinals don't make any more stupid-ass trades, but we'll talk about it next time on Degenerate Takes.
I miscounted.
Huh?
Georgia had 5 defensive players go in the first round.